Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Luke here from the Bit of Chat. Today on our podcast, we've got an amazing guest, George Iacovou. He is a financial planner. He's a very successful businessman with model businesses under his belt. And welcome, George Iacovou.
Let's roll.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bit of Chat. Woo. Today, I want to welcome my special guest, George Iacovou.
Iacovou. Common mistake.
I always stuff it up.
Every government institution, every telemarketer always gets it wrong. But it's all good.
Greek names, man, they're never, ever easy. I have the easiest Greek name in the world, Halkias, and people are like, Halkias? Dude, add letters into it.
I swear people do it just to play with you.
Oh, 100%, man.
So, George, do you want to give us the rundown on what you do?
Yeah, so my background is finance, specifically in advisory. We generally look at three main principles as an advisor. Plan A, which is your lifestyle or your time back. We have your retirement planning. So when we hit 65, 67 for our age, and making sure that money lasts beyond that. And then we've got your plan B if anything happens along the way. But realistically, we're just partners to give people peace of mind and comfortability around investing and navigating this world that we're living in.
Amazing. And how long have you been, you said that your business, Great Advice, financial planning in 2012?
Started in 2012.
Awesome.
Working out of my mum's living room.
Amazing.
Should we start before there?
We'll wind back. And George bought a fuck off gift for us tonight.
Oh, did he ever? Thank you,
Johnny
George.
Walker Blue Label. So I'm going to pull some of that up so you'll get some good conversation flowing. Do you want to take us back? Because I've known George since school days. Were you the year below me or a couple of years below?
I'm your sister's age.
Yeah. So 2 years below. Well, she's 3 years.
3 years younger.
3 years younger. 2 years below, or 3 years below me.
Yeah.
And then I really didn't see you until he ended up buying a barbershop in the local area, and then crushed it. And I called on him, and then we reconnected. So, and it was really awesome finding out the success he's made of himself. But do you want to take us back to what school was like for you and how you found it?
Yeah, like school was good.
High school, good student?
Yeah, I was all right. I was good. I was good enough. High school was really good. Was lucky enough to go to John Paul.
Cool. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I got two sisters.
Cool.
One of them's 2 years younger, another one's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Both went to John Paul. Awesome school. Fell in love with rugby. That's how I integrated with the white kids, like Luke. I've got a Greek and Cypriot background.
Yep.
So, going to John Paul, I went to a different primary school before that. And then I went to John Paul. At the time I had your school little girlfriends.
Yep.
And I remember dating her over the summer and rocked up to John Paul.
Summer loving.
Yeah. And I was like this wog dude rocking up, new grade 8 to John Paul.
Always a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I was like rocked up, and she was a popular girl. And
cheers, guys.
Cheers, boys.
Rations.
Yeah. And then I found it a bit hard because I rocked up and I was a bit of a outsider. Rocking up year 8. So that was cool.
So you found it hard to integrate when you began going to
John Paul.
John Paul,
yeah, because
he's bloody racist Australians.
No, it's not
true.
It's not just the racism. John Paul, the cool thing about it starts from kindy all the way through.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of the kids started at kidney or grade 1. Kidney. It cost my dad a kidney to send me there.
Are you saying kidney or kidney?
Yeah, it's hard.
It did cost your dad a kidney to go
Probably poor guy. So, everyone's got their friendship group starting from there. Went to John Paul. I was really lucky that I played rugby league.
Good at it?
I was okay.
Yeah.
I was okay. I wouldn't say I was great.
What position?
In league, I was a second row. In union, I was a hooker.
Yeah, okay.
So couldn't throw to save my life, but
Not a cheap one either.
yeah.
Could ruck the shit out of that ball though.
You tried. So yeah, it was cool. So I got to, apply myself there, and you made friends through sport, which was awesome.
Best thing anyone could do in school, I think.
Yeah, especially when you go into a new school, it's really important to build those friendships.
Yep.
So we started there. Graduated John Paul. Did like a international business course.
So sorry, going into uni.
Yeah.
So you did international business.
Yeah.
Was that what you wanted to do? Was that your goal in high school? Go to uni, international business.
Man, I had
the barbershop was before that?
Zero chance. I'd had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah, okay.
My parents had takeaway shops, so I definitely didn't want to do that. Yeah, so they had like 7-day-a-week fish and chip shops. My shop
was the gun.
Yeah, my old man's shop was literally like a K down the road, and everyone would finish school and go to Fish Caf. And it was like, yeah, it was cool. It was really cool, but you didn't want to be the kid working there. You wanted to go there, hang with the boys, and so it was hard. So used to, finish school, go work after school.
Yep.
Try to do somewhat homework on the back freezer.
So you would work in the parents' fish and chip shop?
Hard for sure. Child labor.
I love that shit.
Was the bomb.
I love that shit.
It's probably where you started to develop that
work ethic,
and that hard work mentality,
100%.
which would have filtered down from your parents as well. Coming from an ethnic family, very hard workers, love to instill that young and get that free labor in as well.
Oh, for sure.
So shout out to WOG families.
Nah, they worked extremely hard. Long days, and it was my old man always said to me, if you go to uni, he goes, you're meeting with hundreds of kids, you might make a friendship circle of 30, 50 people from your classes. He goes, but if you stay in the fish and chip shop, you're going to talk to the 5-6 staff that are in here. So he goes, if you talk to 50 people, you get 50 ideas. If you talk to 5 people, you get 5 ideas.
Amazing.
And that sparked my interest. I was like, I'll go do some studies. I wasn't the best student, but I had that drive to, pursue it. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I liked international business because, import, exports, procurement, logistics. I still like it.
Yep.
I'm still interested in it. It's just, I find that it's not customer facing as such. It's business to business, which business to business is awesome. But
and still people.
Yeah, and still people, but
different.
it's a different thing, and it's
you're not really affecting that person's life.
Yeah.
So you like the personability of what you're in now. You like
100%.
facing that person one-on-one and having that interaction.
Mate, like me and the old ladies, best. They're awesome. They're going through things. Some of them are widowers. Some of them are older couples.
Sure.
When people do get to that later stage in life, they hit a lot of hurdles. And it's not just financial. It's medical issues. So when they hit those, and you give them that peace of mind that they're going to be okay, and they can call me anytime.
That's amazing.
It's really cool.
And they'd appreciate that in turn as well.
Yeah, for sure. Touching people's lives. You don't realize it takes a long time to get to that level of respect with the other person and trust. But, evidently I just think, it's just the best intangible thing you can find.
For sure.
Yeah,
and
for
so
me personally anyway.
Leaving school, was that, I know Luke said the barbershop, was that straight after school?
No. That was only a couple of years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So straight out of school was international business.
Yeah, I studied international business. And then while I was studying international business, at the final courses, a friend of mine got a job in finance.
Yep.
And he's like, man, I've got a job in finance. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I was doing a minor, like your
Just want
elective.
to make sure this is close, bro. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I was doing electives in finance because I always got numbers. Like I remember working in the shop, my old man would be like, "Boy, man, what the hell is this?
What's 15.95 plus 7.5?
Exactly. It's
and
like
2 scallops.
Exactly. I want 6 boxes of cheeses. This much. This is how much per kilo. How much is the order? I'm like, shit. And if I didn't answer within 10 seconds, it was like, man,
what are you doing?
You took after your mother. So yeah, like that level of just on the spot calculate. My dad's a real smart man.
Yeah.
So, and he did whatever he had to do for the family and worked really hard to build what he built so that we live this awesome life now because, it's on the back of his shoulders. But yeah, that, you know, that quick response, that ability to, you know, count on your feet and think on your feet really helps me out. Like even now I can build portfolios like literally on the fly in my head. Amazing. And I'll get a call from the staff. They're like, oi, we need to do this for this particular client. I'm like, okay, chuck this in, put this percentage in, and I can like on the spot.
That's awesome.
You know, it takes a long time to be able to apply that to a particular field, but you know, being able to instill that confidence in your staff as well, like, oh, he really knows what he's doing, you know. So
I feel like that's not even just in a numerical sense. I feel like in a linguistic sense as well. It's also a very, very good feature to have, is be able to think on your toes and think on your feet and be able to react to situations when they arise in that moment. So I feel like that would have probably helped you in that sense. I know, going back to when you said like the old ladies and having conversations with those people and just interacting to their life experiences and whatever they're throwing at you is also a really good feature to have.
Yeah, I could relate to a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always had chats with, you know, people who are older than I was.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're just a world of knowledge. And it's more along the lines of, you know, what they've been through and what they've gone through, how they approach things, which is really, really cool. And hearing their stories is amazing. And at the end of the day, like when you're 80 years old and, you know, everyone's, you know, there to celebrate you and you got a room full of people, you know, are they really there going, oh man, George was an awesome financial planner?
Yeah.
They're there and being like, oh, he was a really cool, you know, grandpop or, you know, papu or whatever, in Greek, you know. So they're like, you know, he was a good dad or a good friend or, you know, and I think we need to bring more of that in the world, especially in finances. These are real people, real situations, and you gotta, if you can't relate to someone when they're cutting a cake, you can't relate to them over numbers.
Yeah, 100%. For sure.
So you said you were not that good at school.
I was good at school,
in
but
what
I wasn't.
way?
I wouldn't say. I wasn't an A student.
Yeah,
I was like a B student, B minus student.
That's a pretty good student.
Yeah, C plus, B minus. Depends on the subject. I wasn't.
Were you a good kid?
Oh, man, I was on probation enrollment for the final year of year 12. But
what did you do?
Yeah, so we had rugby trip, and you know what happens on tour stays on tour.
Is this the Canada one?
Yeah, no, this is the England, France, Wales one.
Oh, okay.
So
you went to what?
Yeah, we went England, France, Wales rugby tour. It was really cool. It was
That's
one
sick.
of the best trips ever. And yeah, we man, it was so stupid, but looking back, you're just like, what? So we went and got a few beers. We were playing some cards back in the room. And then we all bought like spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
But we weren't actually drinking them. We were just having a few beers with some pizza. And there were some other boys drinking up in another room. And, you know, we saw the coaches walking back. And it was they were walking back towards the room, and we were staying at the London Inn, which is like pretty much like pay by the hour sort of thing. So it was okay. So it was like we had homestays and it was really cool, but at that place was just it was pretty rough.
Dodge, yeah.
So the coaches are walking up, they come in the foyer. We had the room to the right, and one of the boys runs out with 2 bottles of Bacardi 151, just runs into the coaches.
No.
And we're just like, oh, ridiculous. So, and then to top it off, one of the guys got absolutely smashed in the other room, not related to our room.
151. If you're drinking 151, and what grade were you in?
We were in year 11. Year 10,
so
year
like
11.
75% alcohol, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So 16, you're doing it right.
Yeah. Well, man, it was rough. So they took us out and it was freezing. Like at the time, it was over that Christmas holiday. You know, just before Christmas holidays, and they're pouring the bloody, you know, the alcohol and stuff. I think I had a bottle of Jamaican rum, which was worse. And they're tipping it out on the road, and they're like, "Oh yeah, all good." And we thought nothing of it, right? And when we got back to school, it was just like, "Well."
By the way, boys.
It was. Everyone was getting calls from their parents, and I remember I was sitting. I don't know if you remember the science block where chemistry was.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's like where the footpath is on the way to home ec. Yeah, that classroom, and everyone's like messaging. We had like this own internal messaging thing, and they're like, "Oi, my parents are called. What's going on?" I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, I'm like, there's nothing on my phone.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then over the speakers, they're like, oi, these 4 people rock up to, it's time to go to
Head office.
Head office. And I was like, oh my God, this is rough. So I'm like, okay, let's go.
Play some music.
Steve Paul was school captain. I mean, not school captain, principal.
Yeah, he was good.
So we rocked up and we were in the like departure lounge, which is like scary as shit. So we were sitting there and we got called in and he's like, oh, you know,
what's the go?
Why is in here? And everyone was quiet. Everyone was like, we were all scared. I was petrified. And I was like, basically, yeah, we got caught. I go, yeah, like, what do we, you know? And they go, oh, but as we're walking in, the crazy thing was all the parents were sitting in the lounge.
Oh, geez.
And I never saw my parents. I was like,
they're too busy working.
I'm like, yeah, they're working hard out at the shop.
George in trouble. I don't care. Send him back.
Yeah. So the crazy thing was we finished the meeting. They gave us probation enrollment for drinking on tour. And then what's it called? I had Mappy come up to me.
Yeah.
Legend. I love Mappy.
He's a great teacher.
Legend. I love Mappy so much.
Mappy.
He's so Mappy comes up and
Shout out to Steve Mapstone.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. Comes up and he taps me on the back and he goes, George, I know, you know, what's it called? You'll tell your parents in good time. Because he knew I'd be killed.
100,000.
I would have been shot.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Sorry for exposing my dad right now, but the amount of wooden spoons I've had broken on my ass.
Did you see that a lady just got done for assault with a wooden spoon on a kid last week?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. We're going to have the biggest snowflakes in the entire world in fucking 20 years' time.
Man. My old man... Yeah. Like, honestly, I was really lucky. And we were lucky to have, like, guys like him. You know, they named a building after him. And you know what the crazy thing
wow. So he's like a legend.
He's a legend.
Legend.
The guy's a legend. And it's really cool because he trusts me. I'm his advisor too. So
how good's that?
Shout out
Mappy. Mappy's a legend.
Yeah. So at uni, was it like,
where was the transition from international business to finance?
At the end, I did. I got my mate. Go back to my mate who got the job in finance.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's so cool. And then I went and saw him the following week.
Yep.
And we were standing at the front of his house, and you know, I was like, man, you're right. And he's like, oh man, it's the worst job in the world. I want to kill myself.
Why?
And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, man, we're on the phones from the second we get in, and we're cold calling people.
Finance?
In finance, yeah. So he's like, we're calling people to book in meetings for advisors. And I was like, shit, okay.
It's good sales.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
And I go to him, are they hiring? And I was like, and he's like, yeah, man. 2 people walked out the first day that we rocked up. So they sat down at their desks, you know, got there, realized what the hell was going on. And yeah, it's not for the weak-hearted.
No way.
So so I got the job there. It was freaking crazy, but I loved it. Like, weirdly enough, like,
okay,
I love the sales aspect.
This was in so your first year of uni or
no final?
Yeah, cool.
And they had a cadetship in there.
Not Boy Scouts.
No, not Boy Scouts.
We weren't tying nuts.
Where you studied while you worked. So it was like a traineeship, because
that's cool.
Back in the day, you used to need a diploma of financial planning in order to be an advisor, a licensed advisor. So while you're doing, you know, your whole calling and stuff, you would study in the morning. So you'd rock up to the office at 9, study till 11, and then you're on the phones from 11 till 9 o'clock at night.
Whoa.
Big days.
Yeah, because what would happen
Holy moly.
They would switch us after 7 o'clock. They would switch us to Perth time.
Oh,
so I was
cheeky
like,
bastards.
Man. So yeah, I just remember like
very smart, though.
Wow, yeah.
Long nights on the phone.
Because you can't call after 7 or 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy. So
And you were studying at the same time doing this as well?
Yeah.
How did you manage to fit all that in?
Did you finish your international business degree?
Yeah, I finished in my international business studies. And then I did the diploma while working at WPS, which was cool. And then, like it was, I remember 5 o'clock would come and we'd have our break when everyone else in the city would go home.
Yeah.
And we were earning like peanuts. Like I think I was earning like 32 grand a year as this.
Holy
thing.
shit.
So it was like.
Now we're getting some ROI on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had, and I was number one in the country.
Wow.
For cold calling.
So you were just dialers.
Yeah. So we were
That's all you were.
We were
You're just
calling,
connectors.
booking meetings.
Yeah.
Script?
Script.
Do you remember the script?
Man, 100%.
Can you give it to me?
Yeah, let's go.
Luke, you want to be the caller?
Yeah. It was like, hi, it's George from WPS Financial Group. I'm calling about a letter we sent out to you about 2 weeks ago, in the mail. Did you receive it? And you
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I think I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah, so it was like, straight up. And then as soon as you get anything, it was like, great. I don't know if you've seen us. We were on Channel 7 Sunrise and on the V8 Supercars. And what it was referring to was, a complimentary appointment with one of our advisors. So I'm calling to book that in for you. And
I love that.
Oh my
There's
God.
no, would you like to? I'm calling to book that in for you.
Yeah, like it was not
It's affirmative, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then we'd just book meetings. So it was cool because we had to.
How's your success rate? Would you say percentage-wise of calls?
Like the success rate, like the number one thing, the data was rubbish.
Right.
So
it's shit leads.
It's shit leads.
Yeah,
right?
they're not you qualified or anything like that.
Not qualified, nothing. And they had to qualify. Very low benchmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need to have money or be earning some sort of money.
Well, they had to have minimum 50 grand a year household income.
Yeah. So you didn't even qualify at the time?
No. At the time, I was like, man, I was wearing like a box suit. Like, you see like all these advisors and people in professional services wearing like high-end suits, tailoring. Yeah. Man, it was
Big W special.
Man, we used to find like these suit shops in the city and they'd have like this rack at the front and we're like, oh, awesome. We just
80% off.
80% off bullshit.
Yeah.
So, and we put them on. We thought we were
ballers.
Little did we know
yeah.
we looked like looking back at some photos, just like, man, what were
Hilarious.
we wearing? So, so we're wearing those box suits, selling like, booking in appointments, and they had offices all over Australia. So, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth. And they were large independent at the time. And they did have the V8 supercars and all the rest. So, there was, quite a bit of presence for this company. Yeah. We just booked in and we would go against other states.
Right. Who can get the most bookings?
Get the most bookings. And it was really awesome.
And you were the booking goat.
I was the big, 100%.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't book 2 meetings,
a day,
you had to come in on a Saturday, and I always had so we used to have to work Saturdays as well.
So was it an accumulative? You had to get 10 in a week, or else you come in Saturday?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
So we had to do that, and what's it called? I never work. I think I worked 2 Saturdays.
Wow.
And
awesome.
the reason why I worked 2 Saturdays because I'd always give them I'd book appointments and put them under my friends' codes so that they didn't have to work.
Oh.
Yeah, so because you don't.
So you were doing like 15, 16 appointments, but just palming off to your
mates.
That's nice, guys.
Team player.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, man, the place was hard.
Yeah.
You're in there in the morning, you're working your ass off, and it's really hard because you get punched in the face with people over the phone.
100%.
Like, we're just trying to make our way and get our foot in the door in these companies, and people
love taking the piss out of you. Love hanging up on you, like telling you to F off.
We had so many. There was like this one voicemail recording thing. And, we used to call this number, and it would be like this massive church botherer.
Yeah.
And we used to play, it's like, Jesus loves you. And we used to put our speaker on and play it in the office and stuff. So, it was really cool. But, I was there for about a year. But I was pretty much one of the longest standing employees at that stage.
High turnover rate in those call centers.
Huge turnover rate. And I really only left at the time because I was so good on the phones. It took them forever to promote me. Yep. And I was getting guys who were performance management getting promoted ahead of me.
Yeah,
I was like, come on, guys, what's going on? I'm like, I need to progress. And I was,
so you'd finish university at that stage, and did you know that you wanted to do financial planning, or you just still
zero?
Okay.
So you just wanted a job at that stage?
I wanted a job, man. I was working in takeaway shops with the old man. So like as much as I loved it, it was just like, okay, like,
you don't want to be deep frying fish forever.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. And it was when I got into finance, it was like when I spoke at the shop,
Yep.
you know, people don't really listen to you, right?
No, they just yell that order at
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Like no one listens to you, no one talks to you. But when you talk money, people listen.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I really like that because I'm like, I have a voice and I can add value.
Yep.
And I gravitated towards that. So even though I went in there as sort of like a lifeline, it ended up being something which like sparked this, you know, love for the finance game.
Amazing. So from uni and that job,
Yep.
what was the next direction you took?
Yeah. So one of my mates, Billy.
Shout out Billy.
Billy was a legend. Yeah, Billy Burke. He was a champ. So Billy got a job at AMP, and Billy was doing pretty good at AMP, and Billy was part of my team at the old company. And what's it called? AMP had like these really awesome recruitment processes where if you recommended someone that was successful, you used to get like a signing bonus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So Billy knew, he's like, oi.
You're going to be good
He
at this.
goes, because I was number one at the previous company, he's like, George will kill it. But I was only like 20, 21 at the time.
Right.
So, he's like, yeah, I was 21. He goes, oi, do you want to come across? And I was like, well, yeah, if you can get me an interview. Because one thing was, even though we progressed through and we became client managers, there wasn't much of a depth or breadth of training as an advisor. And I really wanted to get into the nuts and bolts of strategy and how we can apply them to people. And they had like a sort of like a process where it goes from this person to this person to this person to this person, and from department to department.
Yep.
And they would look at it, you know, combined holistically, but it wasn't one person. It was like, you're looking after that, you're looking after that. So I really wanted to get some real training. I wanted to be a gun planner. I didn't want to just be run of the mill. You know,
Clock in, clock out.
Clock out. It's not
And
my
Andy
personality.
Well,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, like, half the financial planners in the world are fucking more broke than the people they're advising.
Yeah.
And
It's-
you're one of the the rare ones that actually is successful in their own right and it gives confidence for your customers, you know?
Yeah, like it was pretty hard at 21.
Yeah.
So I was licensed by AMP.
It's like a life coach.
Yeah, like
21-year-old life coach. Fuck
it
off,
was
mate.
actually rough.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was there was this guy was managing you know, the junior, like he managed the Queensland team and he was hiring. And when I went for the interview, he was from the UK, and because I'm from Cyprus, we started talking about Cyprus and, you know, he's been on holidays there and all the rest. And we just meshed.
Yeah.
Like,
Good vibes.
yeah, really good vibes. And I left there and I knew because, you know, other people who have spoken to me about the process are like, there's, you know, you got three exams and then you've got a psychometric test. And
Really? They went that
Yeah.
much depth?
Wow.
yeah, their recruitment process was in depth.
That's
and
cool.
Very thorough.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And they
3
go,
exams
yeah.
for it before you get the job.
Psychometric tests are
And-
next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're testing, you know, what sort of person you are in regards to how you approach situations.
Yeah.
How you
Also
react.
empathy, whether you're a trustworthy person.
Yep.
So they do a real in-depth research
moly.
into you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that, but before that there was 2 more interviews. So
Okay.
3 rounds of interviews. Then you go into these exams, and if you pass that, then you get the job.
Yeah, wow.
So I left that, went up to Post Office Square, got some Hanashi. No, it was what was that? Winter Garden.
Yep.
Got some Hanashi. It was good because that's all I
Good
could
Japanese.
honestly afford at the time. I was
Yeah.
on like $570 a week.
Yep.
So, you know, left the interview, got my Hanashi, and I'm sitting there. And I'm like, man, please, like, honestly, get me this job. I want to learn. I just want to, you know, get into it.
Yep.
And as I'm sitting there, I see my phone email notifications come up, and it's like, you've progressed to the 2nd round. You've progressed to the 3rd round. You've got the job.
Awesome.
And
All
then
in a row.
all in a row. And
How
I
good.
was like, yes, like someone's listened.
Yep.
I'm like, they're giving me a shot. I'm not gonna
fuck this up.
I'm not gonna fuck this up.
Yep.
I'm gonna crush it. So
How good. See, most people these days go out into the world and like, you know what? I deserve better. And you're like, you don't deserve shit,
What for?
motherfucker.
Yeah.
no.
Like, you need to earn your stripes. Meritocracy.
Yeah, it was for me. It was just like, all right, now I'll
This
show
is
you
it
what I'm
now.
made of.
Cool.
You know?
So what was that actual role that you got?
Financial planner.
Oh, amazing.
So
Straight into it, the big
straight
dog.
into it. 21. I was the youngest licensed advisor for AMP Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool. I just
So you
got
must
goosebumps.
have crushed those interviews.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
You must
I,
have crushed
I
those
love that
interviews and
shit.
stuff, man.
Man,
So-
I peaked so early.
Yeah.
That was it. I was like, oh my God. Like, that was
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah. So that was really awesome. So yeah, got the job. And then we had to go to Sydney, and we moved to Sydney for this training. So we had to pass 10 exams. We had to score over 80%.
Yep.
And then after we did that, we had to pass they brought in actors where we had to, do like a real appointment.
This is really rigorous.
So
Yeah,
full
man,
full
one of
role play.
Full role play.
Excellent.
And this went on for months. So we were in Sydney living in there. That was really cool.
Did they
Especially-
put you up there?
Well, they gave us like an away from home allowance. But man, my rent was like $670 a week.
Yeah.
And I lived like
I just want
down
to
the
roll
road.
in
Yeah.
backpackers hostel, bro.
Man, like I knew the only thing that I had to do was get to work.
Yep.
And at the time, I was like very little money. So I remember waiting for my first paycheck, rolled my money into the bond for my apartment, and it was like thousands of bucks. And I was like, shit. And then I remember going down, there was like a little Coles thing there in St. Leonard's. And we literally I got like burgers, white bread, eggs, and just like lived like
staples.
a full peasant. For like
How long was this for?
For 4 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I did that for, until I got my first pay.
Yep.
Because
Was it monthly or?
you got paid
Yeah.
monthly.
Oh,
So
wow.
I remember my girlfriend, my now wife, she
Whoa.
bought, she came down with me, and
She's a keeper.
She moved
She
over
was-
with you?
well, she came down to help me secure the apartment, and
What a keeper.
she was a legend. She's the best.
That's why
Yeah.
she's got the ring on her, bro.
100%.
Backing you all the
What's
way.
your wife's name?
Mariana.
Shout out Mariana.
Yeah, so she came with me and we went to like this homemaker center. She bought me like an electric fry pan, and she's like, and I literally cooked everything in that thing.
Yeah.
And
That's so
until I
cool.
got paid, and then I could like start socializing with
Yeah.
everyone, because it was really hard. New city. I'm really young. Like everyone's in late 30s,
I was about to
40s.
say, yeah.
And some people are like 60 plus years old.
Yep.
And
Wow.
I'm like 21 in like this intense course.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a real eye opener.
Did that hard period where you had to like bootstrap essentially, did that have an effect on you, like making it to when you were successful?
Yeah, like those early stages was just like, all right, like as hard as it was, it's not as hard. Like, mate,
What was hard? Like, describe it. What was,
mate, it was really hard because you had to do like 8 hours a day of like study.
Yep.
And then at night we were like, they're like, you need to book in meetings and actually hold the meetings, right? And they're like, I'm like, how many phone calls we got to make? Because I made 10,724 phone calls at the previous company.
Oh, there
so that
you go.
was
These are his numbers.
That was my numbers, right?
Yeah.
So that's how many phone calls I made before I actually got to an advisory role. Yeah.
Wow.
So so when they go, you need to make 10 phone calls a day, I was making like 200 phone calls a day.
Holy moly.
Bro, that's
and these people
the difference right there.
Man, and
That is the difference right there between good and great.
my
agreed.
God. And then I was like, and I'm like, and where's these numbers from? And they're like, the numbers are linked to people's superannuation policies. And I'm like, they're already clients. And they're
Oh,
like,
You're like, this is gold.
I'm like, and you only want me to make 10 phone calls? I was like, man, this is like an epiphany moment
Yeah.
of just like,
Did you obviously exceeded that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
What, just before you do that, epiphany moment, what was it? Because it obviously was.
I could see
was there
George
a-
get semi-erect and he's like,
nah, I was just, man, because
Do you remember the moment?
yeah, I remember the moment because we had these booth simulator things and gave us headsets. And they've got there was 4 trainers, and in my group I had this trainer, and he's like, oh, well, you guys, don't be alarmed. You got to get on the phones. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I was expecting this massive, like, oh, you guys need to make it at least 100 phone calls a day. I'm like, how are we going to do that and study and go through all this stuff? And we did all this NLP training as well, which was really cool.
Neuro-linguistic programming, for those who don't know, it's very...
Is it the sequence of words that you say?
Yeah, language patterns and neuro-linguistic.
Your brain,
so
how your brain
neurological,
perceives words,
how your brain
order.
perceives words, and programming. So
that's really cool.
Proper
really
structure to make people or influence people. It's very powerful shit.
Influential, yeah.
Yeah. So we did some pretty cool NLP training. So, how to pick up when people are lying or being deceptive, or whether they've got some form of bias associated with a particular, situation. So
this is full on.
Man, like, it was really, imagine.
I'm stoked to hear this though.
Yeah. It was really cool, because the thing is you're having, like, a lot of people don't realize, but advisors, we know more about our clients than anyone or any profession holistically. Like, we know how much you make, how much you save, how much you spend,
what you spend on,
how much you're going to have in retirement. We also talk to you about your current health situation, your previous health, your family history, de facto marital status. We're talking to you about, who you want to leave the money to in terms of binding nominations.
Criminal charges.
Charges.
Is it future purchases as well? Like if you want to buy a house?
Exactly right. I know your dreams, aspirations, medical history, money.
Dude.
I know
You're a scary
every
man.
single thing about my clients.
Like, if you hated someone and they were your client, you could fucking kill them.
Nah.
It's illegal, but
yeah.
No, well, that's so interesting, because, like, again, financial planning for me is like hoodoo voodoo, like fugazi fugazi.
Yeah.
It's like this myth. Oh, some young dude's telling me what to put my money on, but there's no. I've not been in a situation at all being explained it in that way. That gives me a full understanding, because without that information, you can't make correct decisions to advise them correctly.
100%. So we I in particular like to look at what's the goal? What are we trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Right?
Why did you seek out my services?
Why did you seek me? What gets you up to hit that goal? I don't want some bloody, fugazi,
I just heard about it.
I want to know, like, man, I want to retire at 50. I want to travel around Australia. Then I want to go to Europe. I want to, whatever it is, I want to leave X amount of dollars to my kids. I want to know, what makes you tick.
Yeah.
And I would do everything in my power to hit that goal with you. Like, that's what I do. That's like.
So you hold people accountable as well? Do you like bust asses?
Yeah, man. Like,
that's awesome.
We, like, Danny works with me. Dan's awesome. Shout out to Dan. Dan, like, he's like literally goes, man, I'll burn a house down for my client. Like, that's the sort of love we have for them.
And balls to the wall.
Yeah, balls to the wall. Like, they pay our bills. Like, I do not care about anything else except helping them hit their goals, because
Why?
Man, because if we don't have them, we don't have a business. I can't feed my kids. I can't put a roof on my house.
Adding value.
I got to add value, and it's got to be, it's got to get me up in the morning. This stuff's, man, think about it.
And that's holistic value too. That's not just like a one-time offer thing. Yeah. That's like this is your life value pretty much.
100%. Like, I look at it like, if I do not help like, mental health is huge.
Yep.
And financial stress is the number one cause to mental health.
Yep.
And if we can eliminate any of that for anyone, we've done our job. Like, I have a client who just got diagnosed with tongue cancer.
Wow.
Right? This guy is in his 40s. He's got a young kids. He's an awesome guy. Like, amazing client. And when he called up, he's like, man, this is some delicate information. But he goes, man, like, will it cover my medical costs? And I go, man, you're going to get a lump sum payout, which is going to help everything.
Yeah.
And that peace of mind for that guy
is
just like,
So you can concentrate on getting better.
Man, my hands, like the hairs on my arms stand up because I've done something that has changed his and his family's life.
Yep.
And
he doesn't have to stress or worry because he knows there's going to be something there in the end.
There's something there. And at the end of the day, like we may have friendships, but there's degrees to your friendship. You know, you like being an entrepreneur, it's hard. You can't tell or divulge everything to all your mates.
Yep.
Right? So you need a trusted person or a trusted advisor or a professional to talk to you and guide you through these, you know, these crazy paths because, you know, you feel like you're alone when you're going through stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we can take any of that away, because, man, we've all been there. Like, you know, when I was thinking about coming on this show, I'm like, what is the last, you know, 10, 11 years in business look like for me? I'm like, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
that's everything.
Yeah, I was just like...
That's why it's fun.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's been a shit show. Like, it's cool that we're here and we're having our scotchies and the rest. But
Scotchies.
Yeah, like, but, you know...
But it wasn't always scotchies.
It wasn't always Well, I always enjoyed the ride.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing. My brother-in-law calls me the bon vivant, which is pretty much French for the good life liver.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, I don't care if I'm hanging out in, you know, in Las Vegas or whether I'm chilling out in, you know, some cafe or like even now in these lounges. It's so, I'm just going to enjoy myself.
Correct.
You know, it doesn't matter what it is or what you're having or what you're drinking. It's
enjoying the moment.
It's enjoying the moment, sharing
being present.
Being present. And that's what makes the journey awesome.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because the journey is the biggest part. And that's, again, the whole point of this podcast is showing that journey, the gap between when you start and where people are at the moment or whether it's successful or not. That journey is the interesting part. And I think that's the part that most people relate to because they're on it and they're like, oh, it's not right because of what the social pressures of today's society is like. And they're like, I'm not doing it right or I'm stuffing up. And then that's adding stress onto their life as well. But you and all of our other guests who've come on and shared their life's journey to where they are today, hopefully that gives comfort that there is no fucking right way. It's all a game and you should just rock up every morning, be thankful that you woke up and then rock and roll into the day, you know what I mean?
Santa only delivers presents when it's dark, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. So, famous quote from Teddy Briggs.
Briggs, yeah.
So you're working for AMP.
So
when was that transition to where you're like, I want to do my own thing?
Yeah. So
and how long was the period for AMP?
Man, like a year and 2 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How old were you?
I was 21, 22, actually.
Fucking hell, bro.
So I spent a year, 22.
Getting after it.
And the craziest thing was, I remember I was at Kangaroo Point with the boys and we were just chilling out.
Chilling under the Story Bridge.
Yeah, no, chilling up the top,
Kangaroo Point.
the rock, at the rock face.
Yeah.
And where the stairs were. And we were all sitting just talking and stuff and looking at the city from Kangaroo Point is magic. So we're like there and I was like, man, I told my mates, I'm like, I'm going to set up my own firm. And they literally fell on the ground laughing. Like laughing. They're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it is to set up a financial advisory firm. I'm like, man, I really want to do it. And they're like, pretty much laughed at me. And that's the boys.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do it anyway.
That's something that was similar to what I had when I launched the Bearded Chap because I'd launched so many businesses over the years and all my mates would do like give me shit.
Here we go. Luke's doing this again.
The whole time. Yeah. And like even I had a mate who worked for Telstra and he'd like, I registered the phone and he'd be like, bro, what the fuck? You got a new company? I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't keep this a secret. Getting shit from all sides. And I remember that when we launched the Bearded Chap at our first retailer, I invited all of them because they're a part of my life. And we had 150 people there. And they're like, what the fuck? Because they only knew me as like Sweno the Joker.
Yeah.
Like
Swano.
Sweno, yeah, like the larrikin. And they're like, how the fuck do you get me this many people here? And I was like, that's what I do, motherfucker. Like, that's what I actually do.
I'm a networker.
And then they were like, I watched the penny drop with a lot of them. They're like, oh, shit, okay.
He's not here to fuck around.
Yeah. There's two sides to every person.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I can totally relate to that.
100%.
So what pushed you through? Because like your immediate peer group, I learned a long time ago from a guy called. Oh, it was a question I asked Kerwin Ray because I was really struggling for a long time because we've got a close network of boys like you do, and they were just like partying every weekend, and I love to party. Everyone who knows me knows I love to party, but there was this. I was very dedicated to building a business or creating an empire, regardless, and I was finding my way in regards to what I was going to build during that journey. But I remember I asked a guy called Kerwin Ray, who's a mate of mine, and I said, how do you deal with your friends? Because you've gone through so much together, and I'm not going to cut them because they're a part of my life. They mean so much to me. And he gave the best answer I've ever heard, and it finally resonated with me. So he's like, never cut them off. They've made you who you are, and without them, you wouldn't be the person you are. But you limit your time to people who are dragging you down, whether it be through jealousy, whether it be through tall poppy syndrome, like we do in Australia. You just need to limit the time that you spend with them. So if it's once a year on a boys' trip where you can catch up, blah, 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 that's how you do it. Or if they're really supportive, you spend more time with them. I was just very lucky that a lot of my friends were super supportive in the end.
Yeah.
So I got to keep them around. But there were some people who were toxic, and I had to cut and limit that. And it was so fucking hard. But all the great people came through, and in the end, they were like, they're
part of your success.
Yeah, they're always like clapping them on the back. If I remember one of my best mates, he was one of the first people to buy my products through my website. Didn't say anything, just bought it. And that means the world. Like, you don't know how much that means when you've got someone like your family or your close friends buy your product or service, and
Straight out of love.
But then you actually execute on that, and they're like, fuck, all right. And they recognize the skill, and it's like a real cool growth thing in your relationship, I feel, as well.
Yeah.
But how was that? Did you have a lot of your boys support you in the end?
A lot. I had a lot of, like, I had my main boys, I had my other mates. Like, I had different mates for different things. My defining moment was someone said to me once, if when you walk into a room, the person doesn't light up, they're not your mate. So I try to allocate more time to the people when I entered a room lit up to see me. And they give you so much power and so much confidence to keep pushing your goal. Like your mate buying you that product. Like that feeling you had,
100%.
Those butterflies, that warm feeling you had. And you go, man, you know what? That guy had my back.
Oh. Everyone in this room.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm the same. If you and I've been in the position as well where you are a neg, you're dragging it down. You're going through hard times. Yeah. Oh, fucking Crimea River. Violins.
Let's talk about hard times.
Yeah, and then you're like, but automatically you deter people. So 100%. When you're out, when you're excited, when you're engaging, that resonates.
1,000,000%. People relate because they want your energy. People want to feed because they want to feed on that energy. And it's hard enough, man. The world is dark enough. We've all got battles. We're all dealing with something or going through something or being through something. So it's really important just to keep focusing on, elevating and helping each other get and kick those goals. And I think that's the awesome thing about entrepreneurship. And you gotta help people out. You can't sit back and go, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not experienced. He's not this. Or she's not there.
Yeah.
It's about not handouts, but hands ups.
Yeah.
Did you being so young in the finance industry, there's a bit of a stigma around young people and like, again, all the old boys or women going, you're not experienced enough. That's a really easy rejection to not work with someone. However, just like you said, 10 calls a day where you could be doing 200 calls a day and you might have more experience in 3 years than someone who's been in the industry for 40. Did you have any scenarios like that?
scenarios.
And how did you overcome them?
Yeah, objections.
So the objection, thing is I always spoke with authority. And I always,
You're very convincing.
I'm very convincing.
Yeah.
Influential is the
Well,
correct
on
word.
my
word, yeah,
psychometric
sorry.
test, I was a DI profile, dominance influencer.
Yeah.
So
I was a DI.
you're a DI.
Yeah,
I've never done one.
on the disc
Yeah,
profile.
Yeah, on the disc profile. So, another thing is I cut through the shit.
Yeah.
And I can sit in front of, the CEO of a company, and I can sit with the guys cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will show
Ditto.
them both the same level of respect that a human needs. So I relate to them really quick. I know how to, I've always had, my skill set's always been emotional intelligence.
Yep.
And I think that's what's got me through a lot, because I actually care about the other person. So their body language, how they're, portraying themselves to me, or what, they're trying to show me. I can see through the shit.
Yeah.
And, I just really, at the end of the day, if you really want to help somebody, you can get through any objection. And
100%. Yeah, ethical.
yeah,
Yeah.
Honestly, we do, man, a client says to me, I need something, I'll drive hours. I got a client in Sunny Coast, just been diagnosed with dementia. And yeah, boom, I'll get in the car, I'll drive there. Do not care. Let's.
And service, bro.
And that's retention on term, because they'll talk about you to their friends and saying, "Oh, George did this and does that," and then they'll speak about that to their friends, and in turn that good word spreads about you, and that's just great business for you as well as a person, but as a financial advisor as well.
Yeah, we've got a responsibility, and it's really hard because people don't want to hear the hard road.
Yep.
People want to hear the get rich quick
Yep.
scheme. So that's why a lot of Australians get caught up. They get caught up in, roll over here, buy this, buy into crypto.
Buy high, sell low.
Buy high, sell low.
So that's why it's really hard to market, and we're a very highly legislated profession. So it's very hard to market ourselves. So the way I look at it is, if I do a really, really good job and I really care about that client and I put them in a better position, they will tell their family and friends, because I've impacted their life.
Yep.
So you can't impact someone's life immediately in some instances. Some of my clients are now referring me after 5 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you know what? George has done the right thing by me every year. He's reviewed my shit every year.
Yep.
He's made sure that any hurdle that I've had, I've got through. And that is why we're growing. So it's pretty cool.
And just on that note, this is for entertainment purposes only and not financial advice. If you want to
100%.
seek financial advice, go see George or any other financial plan.
At Good Advice, not anyone else, just Georgia Good Advice.
Yeah, great advice.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Good's not great enough.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Put that on a
So you finished up at this business, and then you told your mates.
Yeah, I told my mates I'm going to set it up, and then they laughed at me. And then I ended up went back to the office. I hit my target for AMP in 5 weeks, my annual target.
Your annual target in 5 weeks.
So they're like, you need to bring in
Attaboy.
you need to bring in 57 grand. And I was like, okay. So no joke. After that, I hit my target, and then I literally went to Greece for the summer.
No way.
And then I came back.
And they were happy to pay you for that?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, obviously you got annual leave and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Well,
I kicked my goal. My cousin was getting married, one of my closest cousins. And I was like, okay, I'm gone holidays, came back. And then I was like, what do you
want me to do? Yeah.
And they're like, well, our only metric is to bring in 57 grand. And I was like, oh, okay.
Was there any sort of commission or compensation if
No.
you exceeded that?
No.
So there's no reason for you to keep doing.
No, but I did because the reason why I was there in the first place was to learn.
Yeah.
So I just got in, and
And do you think you learned more from AMP than you did at your previous job, or?
And AMP has a really solid. Well, they had a really solid training program.
Sounds it.
Very good.
Yeah.
And it was probably my first introduction to, a real structured organization who knows what what they were doing.
Well
So-
structured by the sounds of it as
Yeah,
well.
they're the largest wealth management companies in Australia.
Yep.
They've been around since 1849.
Did you
So, a long time.
Wow.
in your own business? Did you implement any of those strategies and systems in yours?
Yes, like because I was only 22. So AMP had this thing called the PSO offer, which was the practice startup offer, and that offer is they will lend you the money to go open your own business, and then they'll sell you a book of clients, and then you start a business with those. So the parcel, they're generally like 400 or 500 names. There's a linked, at the time there was linked revenue to the funds under management. So they're like, okay, well, they're selling these off. And I was like, man, I was number one in my team. And I'm like, no one is offering me shit. Everyone.
What do they gain out of that though?
Well, they had
why?
all these orphan clients.
Why?
Yeah, I
why
don't
weren't you
understand.
offered anything?
Well, these things are, well,
'Cause
I
you're
was
Greek,
young.
or-
I was young.
Because you're Greek.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it was a racist thing.
Yeah,
like,
good.
but in saying that, when the mail would come, they're like, where's George?
George.
And they're like, oh, George, the Greek guy. And they're like, yeah. And then I would be over in the corner. I had a pretty cool office, a little desk near the window. So it was pretty cool.
City views.
Yeah. So they, what's it called? They had they're offering these businesses, like these parcels of businesses. And I'm like, why aren't I getting, why isn't anyone calling me up? I'm like outselling every single one here. I passed I like did really well in my exams, like did incredibly well in my exams. I'm like, why isn't anyone hitting me up? So I actually hit them up. I'm like, hey guys, I'm here.
What's the goss?
What's the go? I want to set up my business. They go, oh, I thought you didn't want to set up a business. I go, what?
What?
I'm like, what do you like? They're like, man, you're pretty much 22, 23 years old. Like before I was 23. And they were like, oh, you interested? I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm not
I'm just gonna. I don't want to be in the call center forever.
like I wasn't in a call center. I was actually advising at that stage.
Yeah.
Like I was at AMP. I was in like we were doing
Yeah.
full blown meetings, full sales targets.
Yep.
You know, full strategies, full advancements. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, give me an opportunity, and they gave me an opportunity. So
Awesome.
I bought this book. At the time, it had like 1,100 names on it.
Yep.
A revenue source of 57 grand a year, and repayments on that book of $36,000 a year. So I was like, holy shit.
Now we're on the big bucks. Yeah.
We've made it.
Boys,
We are in debt.
stop working, boys.
300 grand I paid for this book. And
What?
Yeah. So I bought at 23, I bought this book, 300 grand.
Puss.
That's a first of all, that's massive. To make a
Huge.
decision like that at 23.
I never saw another option for me. It was just like, I need to be, my whole family self-employed, everyone's self-employed.
Yeah.
I have one of my managers
That's
goes,
impressive as fuck.
man, you're unemployable. That's what he said to me. Like there was a transition where that my mate Tony
Yeah.
changed the English guy to another guy, and they were doing handover, and everyone had like a 2-page, 3-page synopsis on that particular employee.
Yeah.
And then Tony literally wrote like 3 lines of mine going, George's strengths, but just leave George alone.
Yeah.
And the new guy
That's
comes
good.
in and he
That's a
goes,
good manager.
yeah. And then the new guy goes, well, everyone's got, showing me like flicking through the pages going, man, everyone's got like 2-3 pages and yours is like 3 lines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does it say? I'm like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, man, I've always had this thing where it's like, I have self-doubt,
Everyone
like,
does that.
you have self-doubt. You're like, okay, well, is it good? Like you're second guessing things. And that, and then he goes, well, pretty much says, leave you alone. And I was like,
Your manager's being
yeah,
selfish.
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
obviously
And he's a legend, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a good
I was
manager.
like, yeah. So I was like, okay. But pretty much he's like, yeah, after that, he's like, you're good, but you're just unemployable. Like I would go, like I'd kill it. I'd make crazy
Did he explain
figures. Yeah, like I've always been like an impact player. Like go in, smash it out.
Yep.
And then I'm going to, I'm going to nurture relationships. I'm going to build on things which are not directly.
Solidification.
Yeah. So it's not all about like, grinding in 8-10 hours a day.
Yeah, but that's bullshit as well. I had friends who were working, just graduated or doing university, apply for like bullshit law, like lawyer, grad jobs.
Lawyers.
Yeah, like nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
as well. But and she would rock up and there'd be people there at 6 a.m. and then she would leave at 9 p.m. and literally they were on Facebook. It was just trying to show that they were there doing hours.
For longer,
And again, this is a big firm and they had a ton of graduates, but 80% of them get booted after 6 months.
Why waste your time?
She ended up she was earning $300,000 a year selling her jewelry at markets. Now she's got a multi-million-dollar company. Like,
wow.
She quit.
Killer.
She gave away the safe route of being a lawyer to pursue her career. But again, it's not about
how long you're
there for.
It's what you're doing when you're there.
Yeah.
Correct. Because like even my team now, I if they've done everything they've done, you can go home. Like as long as everything is done. And if I need to speak to you, you just pick up the fucking phone.
Yep.
That's it. Don't care. Get it done. Efficiency, productivity is the key.
Correct.
And there's so much in business which is not like a straightforward metric. Building relationships, having lunch with a client, understanding their life, what they enjoy, what they fear, what they're scared of, what they're doing, like understanding that. And you can't quantify that.
There's no form guide.
There's no form guide. So if I went and caught up with a client, they're like, oh, George has been out for lunch for 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, because I'm getting to know my client. My client always.
That's what this relationship.
Yeah, this is what the relationship's about. And
some will be 20-minute conversations, and that's all they want to do, or that's all you can find out from, or some are going to be for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, like I think sales in general is like really understanding the need and solving a problem.
Sales.
That's exactly what it is.
That is exactly what sales is. If you can add value and solve a problem for someone, you will have retention and customers forever. If you're going there to just save someone $1, they don't give a fuck. Everyone can save someone $1. Yeah. But if you solve a problem for someone, they have a reason to stay with you. They have a reason to buy from you. They have a reason to talk to you. You need reasons. You can't just save someone $1, sell the same thing and save someone $1. They're just going to go to someone else for $1 cheaper.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So you've launched your business now.
Yeah. So I got the loan.
Great advice.
Approved.
So you funded your business on a loan.
Yep. Funded the business on a loan.
Was that through AMP or
through AMP?
Okay. They're obviously going to give you a loan.
Yes
they have
and
no
no.
reason to not.
Really?
Oh. Yes and no. Because
Yeah.
man, I was so young. Like
there's a lot of overhead for those guys.
Yeah. Like I saved a bit of money during that time. Also, I worked in my old man's. Man, my old man had a shop 5 day a week, but on the weekends I'd be like working like crazy. Saved a little bit of money, started.
Does he still have the shop?
Nah, sold. My old man retired.
Yeah.
Then he got into shops again. It's another, I'll get into it later.
Yeah.
But so I got the business, I got the loan, and I was like, okay, cool. And then it all settled and I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
I've actually got 300 grand debt.
Got to do the work.
And I'm like, got to do the work. So
have to.
I was like, okay. And I had like this mass epiphany. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to create all these awesome brochures and pamphlets and bullshit.
Yeah.
Biggest waste of time in my life. Like you just got to get in and just do it.
You have to do the work.
You got to do the work. You can't.
So step us through the process from like you got the loan. What was the next thing you did? Like step us through the process of how you started your financial business or financial planning business.
I got the loan. It settled. I saw like my first payment come through. I was like, holy shit, this is cool. And then the second thing that was in my bank account was the fucking insurance, not the insurance, the loan repayments. I was I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like I need to maximize this ASAP.
I've got to literally like hustle. So I was like, okay, it was like $1,700 a month.
Shit.
I had net. Yeah. So it was pretty full on. Plus, like you got base costs of running. And I remember I came back from Sydney and I was literally working. So I was living alone. Then I came back to my parents. And I was working from the front living, like the good room. Greeks have this room where it's like
hilarious.
The good lounge.
No one touches the lounge. No one touches the patina in there. Nothing.
This
and there's a second lounge room that everyone sits in.
100%. Like
that
the lounges
hilarious.
in there are boss.
So
they are so boss. Like I aspire for my mum's lounges in the good room.
Oh,
so I literally
that's nostalgic for me.
100%.
That is nostalgic.
So good.
So I'm lying on you're lying on the tiles on the thing. And I'm like, shit, making phone calls and stuff. I was like, got to get creative, and just I did the opposite to what I did employed. I was like, man, this is not working out. And I was like, how am I going to freaking do this? And then I realized, like, when you work for somebody, there's certain things that need to be met for so-called KPIs. But as a business owner, you need to implement that same discipline as if you're an employee. And this is the thing where I was like, oh, I'm self-employed, I do what I want. Nah.
No.
So you really got to apply structure. You got to build consistency in there, and then you can be creative later, but you got to grind. So, I was driving everywhere, anywhere and everywhere.
Yep.
Like, man,
so what did your day look like?
My day looked like getting on the phones, booking meetings, and driving.
What time are you starting? Were you starting 6, 7?
I was starting around 7:30.
Yep.
Because in a Greek house, it's like you got to hear what everyone's up to.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, you got to psych yourself up and do it. So yeah, and plus you can't call anyone that early.
Too early. Yeah.
And I didn't have any clients to do work on to start earlier.
Yep.
So you
need to build your base.
I needed to build my base. So, and the clients that I had, none of them knew me. I got a name on a policy. I didn't have like a client relationship.
Yeah.
So I had to like grind. So, start with your first client. And then I was grinding, and then starting to get
Clarify grinding as well.
Grinding is calling for like 6-7 hours straight.
Yeah.
Shit.
Non-stop.
Just introducing yourself.
Introduce yourself. Calling people up.
Making relationships.
Getting sworn at like non-stop.
The good old days.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you guys are calling me out. Like people have like, this is the time, people are a bit more disciplined with their super, but at the time people had like 5-6 policies and you're the idiot calling up.
Sorry, were you calling under great advice?
Calling under AMP financial planning because I had I bought my own branch.
So I was about to say you're a subcontractor,
Yeah, so I had my own license, but my banners and my brand was all AMP.
Yeah.
Because I was young and before I built any form of credibility, I wanted to leverage off a big reputable name. So that's what I did.
Yep.
So all my business cards, my everything, website,
AMP.
all AMP.
Yep.
So when I called, I was like, hey, it's George from AMP. Calling about your super, calling about your insurance. They know because they got a policy.
Yep.
So I leveraged off that and built off that. And then I was really, really lucky. What's it called? I was also, as a young ethnic kid, you tend to look after your parents' stuff.
Yeah.
So my old man is my dad has some commercial property and he had tenants behind on their rent. And he's very soft. Oh, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like you've got loans too. So I pretty much took over, reorganized all the leases, got everyone, assigned all the new leases for the new tenants.
Yep.
And there was one of the shops where the tenant was behind like 4 or 5 months of rent.
Oh shit.
So huge. And what's it called? My old man's like, oh, what are we going to do? I was like, I don't know. Like, let's, tell her she's got to pay something, and had to let exercise the contract and let her go. And then I was like, oh, I'll just work here for a little bit in the interim because I need a more like sound office. Like I'm working from mum's floor, right?
In the good room.
Yeah. Like
how long was
a forbidden room without guests?
It was about a year.
About a year, yeah,
about a year. So calling from home, it was a nightmare. And like wogs have no filter, so you'd be on a phone call, right?
George, come in for lunch.
Yeah, you hear like some shenanigans going on in the house, and you're just like, I need a professional space.
We'll take a shit and not wipe the toilet.
Like that sort of shit. So like, yeah, like my mom would just start yelling, like, well, get your clothes or some shit. I'm used to living on my own.
Yeah.
Having to I come back because I'm saving, trying to like launch this, and we're not talking like launching a business, which is like, like
it's not a t-shirt
it's company. Not a t-shirt company at the time. We're talking 300 grand financial services company with the largest wealth manager in Australia. Like this shit is scary. If I get it wrong, holy shit.
You have a $300,000 debt that you have to somehow pay off.
I can lose my license. If I go bankrupt, I can't even advise because you got to have a clean financial history.
Wow.
So it's like, it was just, and then it got it got full on. And then, we just hustled 5-6 hours on the phones. Then I had to start doing the work because I started, getting business in. And, and then at one stage it was like I had 19 signed clients and I could not get the work done. And I was like,
oh, really?
Like you sign them and then you get all the information from them and then you got to advise them. And they call them fact finds, and I had 19 and I was like, holy shit, I'm literally going to disappoint every single person here. I cannot get this done in a timely manner. So I ended up hitting up one of the ladies who was part of the paraplanning team at AMP when I was working there. And she goes, George, I'll help you out. I'll get them written for you. Just give me a day. And I was like, all right. So then she calls me that evening and goes, hey, what's it good? I'm going to send Dan to come to your office because that's so much work that, there's no point working and you paying us per piece. She goes, you can pay him his hourly rate and then you can just keep him in your office because things are slow at the moment. So I was like, cool. All right. So I bring Dan. Dan clears all 19 in a week.
Oh.
I was like, legend.
Yep.
And then he was supposed to go back to work for this lady, Cherie, and who's awesome. She's an amazing woman.
Yep.
Really good at what she does too. And he wrote me like a 2-page letter going, hey man, I really like how you advise. He goes, I've been writing for advisors for years, and he goes, I really want, if you'll have me, to bring me on board. And I go, man,
cool.
So I was like, this is like, I never
had
had
first employee.
I had other employees, but they were like they weren't like, it was like contractors.
Yep.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a
that's not an employee.
That's not an employee, of course.
Yeah.
But, I had like 5-6 of these contractors come in and out. And then, and I was like, Dan, I really love you. I just can't afford you. Like, what's it called? I made heaps of money from these clients now, but I don't know. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll make it work. And he's like, okay. So took the leap of faith, and I've given him
very cool.
So I started him on like a good salary, but not like what he was. Yeah. And then I've surpassed.
So he's still with you?
Still with me 7 years later.
Oh,
really?
That's really
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a business without that guy.
How long's the business been running for?
10 years.
10 years. So you've hit the milestone. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Surpassed 99%.
When are you taking your long service?
Yeah, there's no long service in this game.
We've got 6 months to go until we've hit our 10-year mark. But what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during those last 10 years?
Like nothing, like work-wise, because I love it. I really love helping people out. But I think it was just all the changes in finance and the regulatory changes. We had a Royal Commission into financial services and banking. Yeah. Which was pretty hard. Like I had 7 months of audit. So they
from the ATO?
Wow.
Or?
No, from ASIC and PwC. So so we had they went through my files for 7 years. So imagine going through your files. That's
insane.
Like looking into cases from when you started, and they're basing the outcomes and the compliance on today's standard as opposed to retrospective.
That's fucked.
So it was it was fucked.
Yeah,
so
it's a witch hunt.
Yeah. So during that, like
government
revenue slowed down. They put this this crazy thing where it's like we've always been fee for service, but now they've got this sort of like annual agreements. So there was a stuff up from legal saying you need to provide an advice document and a portfolio review. And pretty much what happened was a portfolio review and an advice review is the same document. But from legal, we wrote down an advice review and a portfolio review. So then we had to do double the amount of reviews for every single client that we have.
Just adding workload.
So double my workload, and my income got cut for 4 months. And then I lost 70 grand just in that period.
Yeah, wow.
From just the clients who were impacted. So like things like that, plus, you know, there's this crazy educational standards now, which I think is great. I think anything that can elevate the profession is awesome. And like the advisors that are here really care. Like if you've been able to survive the level of scrutinization in terms of audit, compliance, licensing, and just the environment of advice, you deserve to be here. So yeah, like the advisors are really dug deep and really change their businesses to be able to be, you know, fullest and latest and contemporary.
So the Royal Commission did its job. Did it weed out the shit?
It's got to go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not, I wouldn't, like weeding out, I don't like using the term weeding out because advice, you can be a specialist in different things.
Yeah.
Like we specialize, well, I in particular specialize in investments. That's what I love. Like, you know, choosing, tailoring portfolios, aligning them with goals and stuff. But there's some advisors who are just insurance guys. They don't know anything about investments. And those guys provide a service to society. A society who is not if the society is uninsured, the government has a lot of things on their hands. Because if people can't insure their income or their livelihoods, they're going to fall back on the government.
Yep.
That is a massive strain on the government. So it's really important that people can be self-sufficient and have access to advice at an affordable rate so that they can better their lives so they're not reliant on the government. No one wants handouts. Like there's a small percentage that do, but you know, like everyday people want to support themselves.
So you just on your back to your education, because you're talking about how important it is to elevate like the whole industry up to as advanced as it can be. So you did post-grad study as well. Take us through what you did there?
Yeah, so I did a grad cert and pretty much a grad of financial planning specific.
And you're currently studying now?
Yeah, I've got 3 subjects. I deferred because I got a newborn. But yeah, I've got 3 subjects left on my master's. I can exit now with a grad dip.
Yep.
Which is great. But I got to finish this master's because my wife has a master's and she keeps giving me shit. She's like, I got a master's.
Internal banner. What's she got a master's in?
Child psychology.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool.
So she's got, and it's not even that. Like, I honestly don't believe you need all these tickets to do anything. It's just sort of like an internal joke.
I think for the finance industry, though, it's a little bit different. It's just like a sure tick because, again, you or I could be very influential, and if we wanted to be pieces of shit humans, we could scam a lot of people out of a lot of money. But I think this is that weeding out process that allows that compliance and regulatory. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point of it, you know, to make sure that there's no fuckwits or as little as possible.
Agreed.
In the industry, because it's so important to everyone's livelihood.
Yeah, of course. Like we're making decisions that impact people's lives. And, we had to pass the national advisors exam through the FASIA, the FASIA initiative. So if you didn't pass the advisor exam, it's a 3-4 hour exam. Then you can't be an advisor. You're not licensed.
Yeah.
So
okay. That's good though.
Yeah. So they made everyone sit that, and just here, like majority pass, but there's a percentage of them that still keep failing after the 3rd time. I'm just like, mate, you should just hang up your boots.
Yeah.
Like if you can't pass, like I
started, 3rd time, bro.
Yeah,
the same questions on there. Come on.
Yeah, like I get it, and there's a lot of like forums and things like, oh, but you know, it doesn't impact my advice. I'm like, man, literally, like when I did the exam, my take from it was, it's not necessarily strategy as such. It's to do with compliance and regulation. If you do not know in what's right and what's wrong, and how to report, how to identify things, and how to do the things we need to do, the steps we need to take legally to put our clients in the better position, then that's your job, man. Like, you know, like that's what you need to do. Yeah. Like, come on, you can't sit there. Like I went to like one of these, PD days, and there was the four university lecturers there talking about enhancing education and all the rest. And one guy goes, "Doesn't street smarts count for anything?" I'm like, no,
literally
not in finance.
not in finance. Not when you're looking after people's money.
Yeah.
Like, what's it called? Like, if I understand, like you need to elevate yourself, and you need to learn more. Like, in my postgraduate studies, it taught me to write better. How to communicate better, how to digest information and portray them to my clients in a way that they can understand better. And our job is to be better than yesterday. Like if you love what you do, you try to strive a little bit. Like you lay that one brick every day, regardless of it
1%.
is. That 1%. Like that whole thing about 1%. It's like, but it's so true. Like there's so many things that ring true through all professions, and if you're not passionate about it, hang your boots up.
Yeah.
Like you got to be hungry, because this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not selling mortgages where mortgages are like, oh, you got your dream house. I'm selling if your life goes to shit.
Yeah.
If you do not,
this is plan
this
B.
is plan B. If you do not hit your aspirational goals, this is where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Like I'm taking money from people, from their lifestyle, and I'm putting it into things for their tomorrow.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about tomorrow. Everyone's, like we live in a world of
instant
like instant gratification. So like invest in yourself, invest in things that make you happy.
Yep.
And just fucking kick goals, man. Like life sucks enough. There's enough freaking misery out there. Our job is to like elevate each other and freaking go out and get there.
Bro. So, when, like, let's say I'm an everyday Joe, when should I be approaching a financial planner?
I look at it like life events, or you're trying to hit something. So if you go, George, I need X amount of dollars. Like I want to obtain X amount of dollars so I can grow my business like crazy. Connect me with the right institutions, right investors, right people.
Yeah.
Like that's a goal. I might not specifically be the specialist to look at that, but we're like GPs. It's like we will diagnose what it is, and then we're connected.
I'll point you in the right direction.
Man, advisors are very well connected. Like my best friends are like lawyers, accountants, investment managers. We are the connectors.
Cool.
So, come with, what you want. But generally I see the middle class.
Yep.
Right? The middle class work their job 9 to 5, freaking for the next 45 years. When they get a pay increase, that pay increase goes towards their lifestyle or their school education for their kids, or the upgraded car, or the better house, right? They rely on superannuation in order to retire, because they're not going out there to stake their claim and start this crazy company. They're there because they love their job, or whatever it be that drives them, or the sacrifices they're making for their family, and they need direction. It's not like an entrepreneur, where an entrepreneur goes, I'm going into the dark.
Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker.
I'm crazy. Like, man, we're crazy. You got to be crazy. You got to be a little bit crazy to
I literally have it written on my foot.
Yeah.
Entire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
100%.
I am crazy is written on my foot entire.
Yeah.
It's a whole other story. I'll tell you that. Another day.
And that's why I have a lot of love and respect for Luke, because I know he's crazy like me.
Yeah.
He wants it as bad as me. I know he's crazy enough, and I know I see the pain in his eyes as well as I see the fire in his eyes.
He's comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like we said today, like I'd finished work. I started work at 7 a.m. yesterday and finished at 5 a.m. this morning. Good luck. Like doing
I used
that
to work till 11, 12 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then it was just the grind was like, man, I remember sitting in my office waiting for a call to come through. Now I'm in a meeting, I got like freaking 20 calls.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's really hard. But
so
to
get back to the question, so who and when should someone start looking? Like if you want to set your future
proactive.
up, because the whole point is,
set
like,
up
for me,
right.
I want everyone to be fucking rich, because it solves almost all the problems in the world. So when should someone who has a job or is an average Joe start looking for a financial
What's
planner.
middle class earnings too, would you say?
Middle class earnings 80 plus.
Yeah.
You know,
120
two
120
house-
is top 1%.
Yeah. Two household income. You know, like.
And what position do they need to be in? Because I think people are scared. They're like, I don't want to see a financial planner. I've got no money.
So it really depends, but a lot of things have changed, and I'm hoping this new current legislation that's coming through is going to give so much more ability for advisors to advise.
What's the legislation?
Well, they're talking about deregulating.
Okay, cool.
And it's not deregulating in, you know, the compliance aspect. It's more deregulating in terms of, you know, providing someone with a 70, 80 page document just to consolidate some super and put some money away for retirement. Like, it's overkill. We should be able to advise in a 2-3 page document going, do X, Y, Z, and you'll be in Z position. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, there's still a risk.
yeah, but thing is,
You're
right?
trying to minimize that risk though by hedging.
Well, it's all the legal jargon.
Yeah,
If you're an
okay.
advisor and you've been advising and been audited for years and years and years, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
You're proven.
we're proven. Like, if you've gone through and, like, if you want to elevate the game, do the tests, make sure there's an education requirement. Once they've gone through, let them advise people. People need advice, and they need access to advice at an affordable price. And to answer your question is, a lot of advisors, really, we can only really add value in without goal setting from a couple $100,000 onwards as well. Like, my fees outweigh the benefit in some instances. So unless you've got like some big audacious goal, you know, you've got to get some runs on the board.
So like if I'm a normal person, I've got 20 grand
yeah,
and I'm 23.
yeah. What do you like? It's
What do you want to do with it?
Circumstantial and
But-
who the person is.
But
like,
I want to I want to retire at 50. Like, let's say I'm
put the money into yourself, Luke.
okay.
So
No.
yeah. No, like, honestly,
Because
speaking,
there's that people don't know. Like, again, this is the whole thing
Yeah.
coming from the outside.
Yeah.
The financial planning. If Fugazi, like
Yeah.
I know a lot of financial planners.
Yep.
You're the only one who is reputable in my eyes that I've met in my life, and I've met a fuck ton of them.
Not
Because
slimy and
no, they're broke, and they're giving advice on how to make money.
Yeah.
But they're working for a big company, so like I don't trust them. And you're putting your hard-earned cash, your time, which has been rewarded by a piece of fucking paper with a promissory note on it, to someone to try and create more and make your money work for you.
when
So-
they haven't personally done it.
Yeah, they don't preach what they practice.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is, where does someone need to be in their life in order to actually get value? Like, because I want to try and set the target, and then they're like, okay, this is my new goal, a short-term goal. I need to have this much money. I need to be earning this much, so I can then go see a financial advisor. You know what I mean?
Like, it's very hard because it's so
Just the
individualized.
ballpark.
But like,
A ballpark scenario where you can actually make a
A
difference.
generalized person saying this is the average
it's,
standard.
like, who's the generalized person? Like,
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
how long's a
but-
piece of string? Like,
So I'm earning $80,000 a year.
Yep.
I've got a partner. She's earning $60,000 a year. I've got one kid, and we're saving like $500 a month. We've got a small savings of like
are you renting? Do you
10
own your home?
10 grand. I don't know. This is no,
So-
but like again, I'm
Renting.
trying to find out the scenario, like the best case scenario. So like, I want you to state out. You've got average household income of a certain amount. You've got a small bit of savings of a certain amount, and you own your own home, whatever. Like, just like the best position, because I want to.
Is it? Would that
I
be
want to
the
let the world know like what the goal is to get to the
Get to
next
an advi-
stage, so that then someone like yourself, who's a great financial advisor,
best
can
worst case
actually
situation.
elevate them even further, because
So-
that's the goal that no one knows.
Okay. I will speak freely.
Yeah, always.
Obviously, this is a generic scenario, not relating to
No.
anyone's specific.
Again, if you want,
circumstances.
you need to
If it-
seek financial advice
For your personal circumstances,
Correct.
because there is so many variables. Like,
Correct.
what we see, the biggest problem is a guy at a barbecue goes to his mate. invest in this.
Yeah.
I'm making a killer.
And he loses.
Or I'm earning X amount of dollars. I'm saving this much tax. Their circumstances are completely different.
Correct.
The way they manage money is completely different. And that investment idea, it does not relate to this guy. This guy could be on 150. This guy could be on $500,000 a year. Yeah. So it's so circumstantial.
Exactly.
But I think people, like as a baseline, if you are a young person, it's about starting now. The power of compound interest is huge. If you're investing over a 30, 40-year time period, all right, in a low-cost option and build those savings in like religiously, you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
The power of dollar cost averaging, the markets fluctuate up and down. So you want to be buying in at different price points to hedge the high price that you paid and the low price you paid. So enter the market.
What's the book? Babylon?
Yeah.
What's it called?
What's it called? Oh man, mind blank and a half.
It's the Book of Babylon or something like that. It's about compound interest and saving 10% of what you ever earn and then putting it and just keeps rolling and rolling.
Like compound interest is awesome, but let me put it to you this way. This is something that people don't realize. If you are battling and you are renting and you are trying to get ahead, also look at the power of compound interest on the negative side. So everyone's focused on, let's, put
Positively
money away,
gaining,
positively gaining, making money on money over a long period of time. Great. No one ever looks and talks about the downside. So compound interest also works on debt. If you've got credit card debt and your interest repayments are 18 to 21%, that is compounding at 18 to 21% on your situation. And in term deposits right now, we're getting 1-2%. So you got to manage the downside. You're compounding 9 times more on the downside. Like the way the banking system's set up, it's a way of, putting you behind the 8 ball. Get to level 0 first. Pay off those high interest credit cards. Get yourself to level 0 and start saving. Put money away into sound things. Do not talk to an advisor about a low cost option until you get your feet on the ground to be able to get your teeth into something more substantial. There are really good investment options at a low cost that don't require huge input and capital. If you're an entrepreneur, look at where that money is better allocated. Your business, I know personally, that's why I have multiple businesses, because I can invest in the market, which I do, but I also know if I put X amount of dollars into my own business, I can see 7, 8, 10-fold on that money. So you got to allocate the money of where it best suits you and your risk tolerance as well. Not everyone wants to go, guns blazing and let's go crazy on some equities. Like shares, for example. Everyone that I talk to about shares are telling me about some stupid mining stock at pennies. Why don't you go buy some bloody, big blue chip shit
that's already making money?
That's already making money. That's getting dividend. A minimum dividend of 4.5 to 9%.
Yeah.
Compound that shit up. Doesn't matter if the markets fluctuate. That dividend reinvestment over time is going to put you in a really good position, and then you can allocate those funds to where you want it to go. Everyone's trying to find this get rich quick scheme. This doesn't exist. Focus on good compound interest. Try eliminate bad compound interest. Allocate your money to the goal or what you're trying to achieve and just stick to it. Get rid of the money. I always like to stay poor. I have my emergency fund and then I'm broke because I've invested my money. Yeah. That's what I do. I always keep my lifestyle in check, because if I don't, you don't know where you're going to be, and I keep growing, and I keep even though it's been a really hard journey, even personally, we had heaps of problems trying to have kids. Yeah. That cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars and 7 years of stress.
Wild.
We're talking rough shit. Yeah. Imagine trying to run multiple businesses, right? Good times, Royal Commission, income dropping, you got freaking crazy medical bills. My missus would be like, we got to pay 20 grand, 27 grand, 30 grand next month.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's ridiculous for most people.
Holy shit. I'm so fortunate that I saved and invested and remained poor. And I don't mean poor in terms of my net position. I'm talking about my lifestyle.
Yes.
If I went and spent as per my earnings, I would not be here. I wouldn't have any kids. Like, it's fucked.
Crazy.
Like, it's really crazy. And like, you've got to ensure that you're strong. So when shit hits you, you know, you can push through both mentally and also have the resources. Like, sometimes I was like, holy crap, how am I going to pay for this shit? I was selling down my share portfolio like crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
Just to pay for that shit. But like, I go
But that's
home,
what it was there for.
It's a higher purpose as well.
it's a higher purpose. Like, people go, oh, like, some of my mates go, man, why you work so hard? I'm like, man, like, I'm here because
That's what I did.
that's what
Yeah.
I have to do this shit. Like, like my internal dialogue.
I don't know why
is
people
fine.
say that, by the way.
Yeah.
Why you
You
work so
was-
hard? I'm like, fucking
Fuck-
work harder.
Yeah, it's-
Like, that's what we should be saying. George, what are some like key principles? Because you mentioned before, like bad compound interest and,
Yeah.
and bad debt. So someone who's in like if someone's in like a bad debt situation, what's a strategy for getting themselves out of there?
Yeah, so first things first, I would write everything down. No one likes to address the elephant in the room. So they got credit card here, bad debt there, personal loan there.
So
car
be
loan
honest
there.
with yourself.
Well, man, it's hard to do that.
Be honest with where your
So-
money needs to go.
Sit down with someone you trust, whether it be a professional
Or your partner
or your
or-
partner or whatever. Or sometimes it's hard to talk to your partner as well.
Yeah.
Because
That's another thing that needs to change is financial,
Support?
no, just financial
transparency.
and it's not taboo. Like
Yeah.
I'm very open with even my team
Yeah.
about company finances, and it's almost relaxing for them because they know it's not hidden in that regard, and we need
This
to
is
open
how
up
the
that.
business is doing.
Yeah, but just like financial literacy and financial transparency. If you know where you're at, everyone understands. Like if you're struggling and there's stuff not getting done, and it just looks like you're a shit person and you're not doing your job. But if there's a reason behind that and you're transparent, they understand. So then your team will start thinking more economically and those types of things as well.
You need to lead by example. You need to be
Correct.
full transparency with your figures because they don't know what they don't know. And
So what's your strategy if you got some bad debt?
write it all down,
Yep.
find the largest interest items, pay those bad boys off first. If you can.
So is that I've heard like strategy of you paying the minimum repayment on all the other stuff, and then you're doubling
Minimum requirement on those,
and then you're doubling down.
smash the big one.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Another
is
thing,
usually your shorter loans, isn't it? Is it higher interest? Because my
Doesn't
car
matter.
loan's like
credit card.
credit
all that
card,
type of
personal loan, all that sort of shit. So smash that out first. Also, like, not recommending any products or services here, but if you are employed and you've got a 70, 80, 100 grand salary and you've got bad credit card debt, there are really good offers around 0% balance transfers. Look into them, read the PDSs, find something that's suitable for you. Talk to your advisors, accountants, whatever. Find a suitable option where you can transfer your money, your bad debt at 18, 19, 20% and move it to interest-free on one of these cards, right? But make sure when you transfer it across that you read the T's and C's, but smash that loan religiously. And that way you can get ahead. Then we can start looking at building as opposed to treading water. When you're drowning, you can't think straight. You cannot think straight. Everything suffers. So get that under control, know your numbers, get on top of it, and you'll be like, it's the biggest relief ever. Like, you can do it. People just need to apply themselves. Like, it's not, like, it's hard because it's an emotional attachment to people's spending as well.
Yeah.
So once they've got their debt paid off, what's the next step?
The next step is so besides their house, right? So say you're lucky enough to buy a house in Australia, right? Because things are crazy at the moment. But if you're lucky enough to have a house, look at paying more frequent on your mortgage. So if you pay off your mortgage, if you pay it off weekly as opposed to monthly, you can shave off 2 years of your mortgage.
Wow.
In most instances.
That's crazy.
And That's nuts. Just by paying weekly. A lot of
The same amount?
The same amount. You just divide it by the 4.
Yeah, because the interest is not adding up over the month.
Yeah.
Oh,
interest,
wow.
Yeah.
Because the money that you put on the loan, because interest on a loan is calculated daily.
Yep.
So by paying it off, the amount that's paid off is reducing your interest liability.
Yep.
So by paying it more frequent is really important. By paying added amounts is great. Like right now, right? Interest rates are going up. Cash rates just hit 0.85. We're looking at projections at 2.5, 2.75 over the next, 6 to 12 months. If the cash rate hits 2.75 or 2.5 to 2.75, which they're projecting, interest rates will be 5.5%.
It's a lot.
By paying off your mortgage, all right, is a way of reducing the interest liability and saving you money of up to 5%.
So if it's $1 million house,
If it's $1 million house and you're paying off an extra 20 grand, it's 20 grand off the home loan. So these are
that's
things
a nice holiday.
like
It is a nice holiday.
you need to, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. And we need to change our programming and the way we look at money, because at the end of the day, money's for, either improving your lifestyle or giving you time back, in my opinion, right? Lifestyle and time. Also, you've got this added thing of intergenerational wealth. Like some people want to leave a legacy. Some people want to build something bigger than what they are. Like it's all personal, circumstantial. But I just want to put out there that focus on growing and focusing on good ways of making money and sound decisions. And don't chase, this dangly carrot that they keep putting in front. Like, even that lady, I forget her name. The lady went missing in Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've done the biggest fraud.
World.
She wasn't even a licensed advisor, but she marketed herself like crazy.
Yep.
And everyone gravitated to her and lost millions of dollars. She had no license.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell was she doing any of this crap? Like, when your advisor says, oh, save your money, don't do this, put some money away, pay off your debt. No one wants to listen, but everyone wants to listen to this, crazy,
This absolute
amazing
job.
thing.
Who's burning her cash on her Lambos and house, whatever.
Like I remember I was first year of uni and these people came to my house, family friends, and they were trying to get my dad to invest in Storm Financial. And I was like, guys, I'm only in Finance 101 right now, right? We're talking I learned how to use my calculator pretty much. And I could see through this bloody sales pitch, right? I'm like, you guys have created your own managed fund based on Australian equities, but selling it as Australian equities.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. If they go, well, yeah, the shares go up and down. I go, yeah, but they're part of their own unitized pool where you don't actually have ownership of that particular asset. So if they ever go pear-shaped, then you've got no
Financial backing.
or you can't claim that share if that company goes under.
Correct.
Whereas huge ETFs, exchange traded funds, they got trillions of dollars under management, not some guy from Townsville investing in, his own fund. Fundamentals. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. You just need to be disciplined and consistent with your investments. So,
Yeah.
But seek advice. Most advisors will sit down with you for no cost.
Yeah.
So for the first meeting.
I suppose
For the first meeting.
my follow-up question to that last one was, how do you what do you look for in a good financial advisor?
Or what do you look for in a great financial advisor?
Great
So-
financial advisor.
So I like to see the nuts and bolts of what they do. And what I mean by that is so ask them their investment philosophy, right? So why they invest a certain way, what they do for their clients, how do they add value to their clients, what sort of guarantees without being a guarantee do they have? For example, I use and pay for independent research houses beyond my approved products list.
Cool.
Right? So what that means is I have independent research houses both in Australia and abroad that go through and rate the funds from a 1 to 5 or from not recommended to highly recommended. And I get them to look into the nuts and bolts. it costs me thousands of dollars for these extra services, but it's a form of vetting. So whatever investment I put my client into this year is based on the information that I've got right now.
Yeah.
And if it does what it's supposed to do,
It's not just personal opinion.
it's not an opinion.
Yeah.
I've got sound research behind it.
Yep.
I've vetted it twice as well. Like, ask them what tools how do they vet theirs? Like, I spend thousands of dollars, and you don't need to, but for me, it's a comfort thing. I go,
With your reputation.
it's my reputation.
I want to give the best advice possible.
100%. I want to provide advice on something which is sound.
Yep.
And I want something which is going to add value and help them hit their goals. If they're not hitting their goals, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Like, this
It's
is
fact driven. It's not just a personal opinion or something you put out of thin air. There's evidence behind the advice that you're giving.
Exactly. And like, there's a big thing about fee for service. Most advisors are fee for service. So they go,
What's fee for service?
fee for service is, this is what I'm going to do.
Sorry, fee for service.
Yeah, fee for service. So
Not FIFA like the soccer
I was
tournament.
like,
Yeah,
fee
yeah.
for service. I was like, Jesus.
If you beat him
we have
1-on-1
awesome 70-inch LED screens and Xboxes set up.
and
in
if you
the
beat
office.
him, penalty
If you beat me,
shootout.
100%.
15%.
I'll
off.
lose every day of the week. I was horrible at that.
I
I've got it
suck
over.
at FIFA.
If you,
I'm like the
if
worst
you put me on
Greek
a
ever.
track though in a car game, I'm gonna smoke you. Hey Georgie,
Yeah.
what is when you rolled in, we touched briefly on it, but I wanted to move into a bit of the crypto space because this is super hot at the
A
moment.
massive topic at the moment.
Yeah, and I've done probably 400 hours of research
Yep.
in crypto. I've got NFTs. I learnt the hard way. I've lost probably $2,000 transferring to the wrong currency, to the wrong wallet,
To the
etc.
wrong bridge.
I've lost
Yeah.
I've lost $1,000 doing that
Yeah.
to a fake fucking
Oh my god!
it was
you did not.
yeah.
There's like live scams on YouTube saying,
Oh yeah.
"Oh man." But
Guaranteed results.
Yeah.
what's your take on the crypto space?
I think unless you do your time and you read, that's very smart. Like, always do your research into particular things. And don't just take some, like something you read on
Some YouTuber.
Twitter or some YouTuber, some bullshit. Like, actually, like, understand what you're investing in and what you're
Yeah.
trying to achieve out of that particular investment. But one thing, if you're an everyday investor, you don't have time. You're busting your ass day in, day out. Stay the hell out of crypto.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is not for you because it's so volatile. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get wrecked.
Well, they reckon if you hear about a project, it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Well,
man,
it's the
I've
same in the
seen,
stock market.
I've seen some of the boys make millions, and I've also seen them lose millions. And what's it called?
Because you've had personal
like
experience.
I played in the crypto thing because I'll tell you another thing. It is an investment.
Yep.
Right? It's listed in the freaking Fin Review. It's listed in Yahoo Finance. It's listed on most financial platforms
Yep.
now. The price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other alternative coins, right? So by me not doing research or not dabbling in it, I'm not doing the best thing for my client by just ruling it out because it's taboo. So I went in, I was actually really lucky. I put 10 grand in. I built it to like over 100 grand.
Wow.
So I was super lucky. But at the same time, I had a NEOP and I pulled out like 30G. And that money would have been like $1.6 million if I didn't pull it out. Yeah. So
Dude, I had 180 Bitcoin
Yeah.
back in the day and bought stuff with it as it was meant to be used as a
Yeah.
currency. And
You had 180 Bitcoin.
shit.
yeah, bro, like
We'd be on the
it's
Bahamas.
I've
doing
still
this
got like
podcast.
I think I had 2 Bitcoin left in my wallet,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I lost my wallet details. It was a bread wallet.
We're
Done.
sitting.
But do you know what? I learned from that.
Wow.
And hindsight's amazing, but
Isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I got wrecked. Right.
Tell us your story.
So
But you got a new knee.
Yeah. So I had problems from footy because I tried to be like, I don't know, Benji Marshall or some shit.
from your hooker
Goosey.
days.
Carmichael Hunt or something, but I was like, 85 kilo or whatever. I couldn't so I busted my knee back at school, had a full knee recon,
Yeah, right.
cleaned up my meniscus, but it just progressively got worse. So I had a knee transplant last year.
Holy
What?
shit.
So I've got
You got some other dude's knee.
I've got some other dude's knee.
Or
What?
chick.
So
I didn't know
yeah,
that you
yeah,
have a
yeah.
knee
Serious?
transplant.
Yeah, so I
You
was
have to show me it.
yeah. It's nuts. I'll show you some photos later.
just the patella, or like have you got his skin?
Full meniscal transplant. All the
What?
fleshy parts of your knee. Mine is now somebody else's knee.
That is so insane.
So I went and saw one of the leading knee specialists in Brisbane. I don't like his name's Peter Myers. Awesome. He's literally given my life back. Like
You need him.
man, honestly, it was like he changed
him.
It was a really crazy thing. Sat down with him, did some extra. He goes, man, he goes, if you're a horse, I would put you down.
You'd be in the glue factory.
like jokingly, the guy's a legend.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you've got a couple options. He goes, option one, you live with the pain and we do a replacement in 15, 20 years because you're only allowed 2 in that time period, right? Like in your whole life, you're only allowed 2 replacements and they last roughly 20 years.
What?
Yeah. So if you want like a fake titanium knee, you can only have a fake titanium knee twice in your life.
Why?
If I was in the
Because-
UFC, I would go grab one of those straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Like imagine like some bionic knee. But I'm too young.
Yeah.
I'm 33 years old. And
Still a spring chicken.
I'm still, well, I'm not, I feel like I'm old as shit, but what's it called? My knee, like even if I got it now, my life expectancy superseded whatever getting in a
Over 100,
replacement.
bro.
Exactly. So he goes, okay, you got that, or you live with the pain. And man, I was waking 2, 3 in the morning. So imagine running all my businesses, stressed out of my fucking head, trying to have fucking kids, can't have freaking kids.
And I got knee pain.
I can't sleep at night because my knee's fucked.
Oh, was that bad?
Yeah, bro. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd wake up in like pain. I'd wake up in the morning, have to psych myself up. Like fucking the internal dialogue during this time was nuts. So like psych yourself up. And I was like, fuck, I really need to sort this out. I've already sold a shit ton of shares to pay for this IVF.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I've made some money in some crypto. I'm going to pull some money out of my crypto and I'm going to use that to
make
do
me
my
better.
knee, right?
Yeah.
So my knee, it's when you have a private surgery, it's not covered under private health. I got about $1,600 back from private health. It cost me nearly 30 grand out of pocket just to get my knee. So I had to pay for some donor knee out of America. And so they've got
Like
like
an American knee.
yeah, so I've got like some
He's
American
got
knee.
Usain Bolt's left knee.
I literally said that to him. I'm like, get me someone who can jump, run,
Get me a good
faster.
one,
Like,
yeah.
come on, like if I'm spending
Yeah,
this
not a
cash.
dead motherfucker.
So yeah, flew the knee in to Australia. Like, man, anything can happen as long as you got money.
Did it come with the shin or was it just a bit
No,
of knee?
just a fucking knee and some bone. Like, so they literally cut my femur, put a bone wedge in. I put someone else's bone graft in there. I got 9 titanium screws in my femur.
This is ludicrous.
It's
We're
fucking
talking,
insane.
this is the segue to crypto as well.
Dude, this is exactly. So this is life.
that could be
man.
your autobiography,
Yeah.
Knees in Crypto.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I go, okay, I'm going to pull some money from my crypto. It's not like, I never looked at my crypto as like the thing that's going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's going to make me rich. Or the money that I looked at. It was more play money. So I sell my crypto and I sold at like a slight, like pretty much just slight profit. But I've had losses before. So I sell it. I get my knee surgery.
Yeah.
Had to learn to walk, all that shit again. Like it was fucked. Like
What?
Like-
How long ago was this?
last year, 10th of June, I had to learn to walk again, which is
Yeah, well,
crazy.
it's someone else's knee. He
it's
doesn't know how to walk.
You don't even know what the feeling is. So like do that shit.
What?
Like, man, the journey's been nuts. Like I told you, it was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm here on these lounges,
Walking here.
walking here, sharing a drink with you, sharing my story. It's hard, man. Like,
100%.
like anyone can freaking do it, man. Like it's not like I'm crazy billionaire, but you can see through shit. Just put one step after that. Like I literally every day I was like, this is the worst pain I've ever gone through in my life.
Yeah.
And mentally on endone and freaking tramadol and all
Which
this
is horrible for you. Endone is the worst drug ever for you.
It like literally like you actually question yourself. I'm quite a happy dude.
Yeah.
And on endone for a prolonged period of time, you start getting down, you start getting blue. Like I'm really independent. Like what's it called? I help my missus out. I go home, I look after my kids. I'm real hands-on dad. So for me, like
having these thoughts.
My wife's having to wash me. I can't walk. I can't go to the toilet by myself. I'm literally incapacitated. Wow. Like it was nuts. Like mentally pushing through that like is just another level. But I pulled the money out from my crypto. So let's go back to crypto.
Sorry,
After that, the markets went ballistic. And my money that was invested would have been worth 1.2 million, just the money that I withdrew. So I withdrew like 27 grand and it went to like 1.2 million. I literally was like, fuck my life. Like everything's been a grind. Everything I've got.
What were you in?
Grind.
ETH, Bitcoin?
Not even. I was in an alternative coin.
Oh, so high risk.
High risk, but it was, so they were doing lending based on security. So you can buy a house from this platform. Right, using your crypto as security. Wow. So it was like it just went boom. And were you
leveraged?
Yeah, well, not at the time.
Yeah,
I wasn't leveraged. I did leverage later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been liquidated. I had 100 grand stolen from me from my crypto account.
No.
Tell us about that. How the fuck did that happen?
So I went to log in. So I've always played on a particular laptop and a particular phone, and what's it called? Someone said to me, "Oh, make sure you log in under this." I logged in. My computer had been compromised, and bang,
100 grand.
Well, they siphoned my money. I was left with like 2.5 grand from like.
Wow. Oh my god. So, crypto space,
in my opinion, if you don't know what you're doing, I got hacked.
Yeah.
To a degree, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I'm also a very skilled investor.
Yeah. Right? Sophisticated investor.
I'm a sophisticated investor. I've also been certified as a sophisticated investor.
Yeah.
So if you are not...
And a sophisticated investor, for those who are listening, is someone who earns
Someone who earns 250 and above or has a net worth of over 2 mil.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Credentials.
Yep.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
With crypto, do you think it's here to stay? Because the market's obviously crashed at the moment alongside the stock market, and we've been told, well, I believe anyway, I've been talking about this for the last 4 years, but we're about to have a massive fucking drop. I remember having a conversation with you 2 years ago, like it's about to fucking bomb, and everyone's like, you keep saying that. I'm like, yeah, it's about to happen because we didn't have a crash in 2008. We got bailed out. So where do you think crypto is long term? Do you think it's here to stay?
Not that I'm an expert on crypto.
No, not claiming that at all.
Throw that out. Like,
and again, this is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. I have made money in crypto, and it was fun money. And I've been hacked and lost 100 grand in crypto. I've also lost opportunities in crypto. But where I see crypto in the future, I see it based on the technology as opposed to, buying a particular hyped coin.
Correct.
So if there is utility, and there is on the DeFi space,
yes.
And what I mean by DeFi is decentralized lending.
Yep.
I feel that space in the future is going to have some growth.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Most of the major banking corporations are losing software engineers to DeFi
100%.
building.
I feel like the way that we borrow money will change in the years to come. I'm not saying that a particular company or anything. I just think that the way the financial system works will evolve.
Yeah. Do you think that regulators, because I know there was the crypto forum in Florida end of last year, and a lot of big guys like Mark Cuban and Mr. Wonderful, who were the biggest naysayers of crypto 3 years ago, are heavily invested now, and they were talking about, because they have other financial assets and in other financial industries, so they are regulated. And I know Mr. Wonderful is always talking about trying to have regulation. And I know that there's a bill before the US Parliament in regards to getting crypto regulated, because we've even seen in Australia with Combank now being able to sell crypto through their...
They had lineups out the door, by the way.
Yeah.
We're talking like
What?
one of the biggest influxes of crypto buying was
Yeah.
the CBA when they launched.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
Because
They'll earn some fucking money off that.
well, it was one of the most trusted banks in the world. Like literally, it was the only AAA rated bank during
Exactly
the GFC.
right.
All the banks in Australia were.
Well, they want a piece of the pie.
Correct.
Right. And there's a lot of, and younger people, like the craziest thing is our generation, we absorb information so much more than any generation that's come before us.
Yeah.
We've always had more information
we've
thrown at us than any other
Yeah,
time.
like you got to filter through the shit, of course. But we're talking, we've got the largest investment in exchange traded funds in history from our generation. So younger people want to better their lives.
Yep.
Right? They're looking for avenues to do so. What I say with crypto is, if you've got a allocation, man, you got to have time. You're going to get wrecked if you don't have time.
you gotta do the
don't
work.
know what you're doing. You got to do the work. But if you
100,
don't,
minimum 100 hours. I
Minimum.
spent 100 hours. Like literally, I put the fucking timer on,
yeah,
and I was watching like Gary Vee. I was watching every fucking old OG crypto guy on YouTube learning, because they all said different stuff, and then I found some commonalities, and then I started to play. And again, it was money that I did not care if I lost.
So the way I look at it is, have your your secure plan. Put your money away in secure assets. All right. There's 5 main asset classes, from international shares. Then you've got Australian shares. You got property, whether it be listed property or unlisted property, like residential property or commercial property. You've got medical property. You can buy retail. You can buy into like shopping centers, like, for example, Hyperdome's owned by Q Invest, which is Q Super. You've got AMP owns Pacific Fair. Cbus owns a lot of skyscrapers in Brisbane City. That's allocation into property. Then you've got fixed interest, which is bonds and term deposits. So fixed interest is specifically a fixed period of time that you're locking that money away for a specific fixed return. So you put the money away at the specific time period for the specific return. Then there's secondary markets, but we won't get into that. But they're more defensive assets. And then you got cash. So fixed interest is defensive. Cash is obviously defensive. Property, Australian shares, international shares, all growth assets, but also there's risk associated. And you chart them like a line curve up, being international shares the riskiest, and then you've got all the way down to cash, from international shares, Australian shares, property, fixed interest, and cash.
That's interesting that international shares, like even on NSX, that it would be New York Stock Exchange, that it would be considered riskier than in Australia.
You know why?
Wall Street, motherfucker.
The thing is with tech, they've got crazy multiples, right? So when tech's
bullshit
doing,
multiples.
Bullshit multiples. Like you and I, our businesses are based on like single figure multiples.
Yeah, fintech.
Fintech is like 11 plus, right? So when you're basing a fintech company, you're paying ridiculous multiples and therefore a higher share price. Another thing in the US in particular, they tend to be invested for capital growth. You buy for $1, you hope to sell it for $5 later down the track. Whereas Australian shares, the government incentivizes Australian listed companies to provide dividends to the investor. And they provide tax concessions in terms of franking credits to the Australian investor. Another thing is our country and our underlying ASX 200 are highly regulated. So I'm not saying they're sound. I'm just saying we've got vetting metrics, which, ensures that they're solvent and all the rest. We've seen crazy things happen in business, but fundamentally,
like WeWork and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's been crazy. But as a business, there's pretty much 7 things to look out for. We call it like the press C. My Indian friend Mayank Sharma, shout out to that guy in Melbourne. We did rote learning because he's Indian. So when we did our trainings for financial planning, we ran through this and he taught me how Indians learn rote learning. So by saying it over and over, writing it down, it's memorized, and it's literally like ingrained in my memory now. So
what are the 7?
Press C is political. So political changes where things are constantly changing, whether it be in Australia, whether it be a Labor or Liberal government, things are changing political. So you need to know where you sit in the policies associated with those regulatory parties, right? Then you've got political, regulatory, what laws are passed and what are they forecasting, right? Then you got economical. Where are we sitting? Are we sitting in a prosperous time, a positive growth period? Is the economy growing in terms of natural resources? Are we growing in terms of retail sales? Are we selling, is our education export doing well as well? Because one of our biggest exports is, our universities in Australia. So where they sit. So economical, whether we're in recession, basing your business, like you, prime example with your bloody germ kill. Where were you in the economic cycle? We were hitting bloody dark days and you pivoted your business, all right, when barbershops were closing left, right, and center, and you created a freaking germ killer. You got shit through regulatory. You went through political shit, and you pivoted your business to create something which the market needed. Like, that shit takes balls. Like,
Massive
I
coconut.
understand because I've been hustling and copping shit. Like, I respect you immensely in the way you pivoted during that period of time.
Thanks.
So, you've got, what's it called? Political, economical, as we said. Then you got social. What are people doing? So right now, everyone's attention, where is it? It's on their phones. So what is the social impact? How are you trying to market during this social period? Do you want to advertise freaking the mail? Like, or do you want to put it on freaking, on TV? Or are you going to do a YouTube show thing or a marketing on Instagram? Like, what are the social trends and how to apply your business
Is that like
marketing?
climate change as well?
Yeah, of course, because people give a shit.
Yeah.
We had 2 1-in-100-year events in Brisbane alone for floods. Houses were flooded. Yeah. That's why all of Brisbane voted Greens. Yeah. Like, there's a reason for it. Yeah. Like, it actually, how the frick are people supposed to move when we've got 2 events in a year, 2 years of once-in-a-100-year event?
It pretty much fucked the whole city. Lismore was literally 85%.
They reckon that Lismore will never ever recover.
Yeah, they reckon 85% is like under. It's under. Like, the housings will never come back from it. Like that, they're thinking of demolishing a city.
Exactly. So, like, you've got shit like that you need to take into account. And then you got technological things that you need to improve. You need to be more efficient in business.
But that's the market. That's capitalism. Yeah, see, I'm all about that.
You got to be more efficient. Yeah. Like, the touch points to a client. You need 3 touch points before a client signs with you. Someone can recommend you, but if they don't go online, look your website, look at your reviews, all right, or even have a chat to confirm that particular.
Because they're not emotionally engaged.
They're not emotionally. You need 3 touch points for someone to sign with you because you need to build that trust. Yeah. So ensure that your business has a presence. What are you doing? Have those 3 touch points. Have your website, have your Instagram, have the conversation, get the referral. Yep. So don't just think, oh, I'm awesome and people are going to come to me.
Does not happen.
You got to ask for it. Like, you actually got to go out and stake your claim. So that's technological. And then you got competition. So you got to gauge your competition and see where you stand, right? Because like you said before, someone wanted to cut you on price. What is your point of difference? What is their point of difference? What are you trying to achieve? So they're the 7 things you need to, consider when looking at owning and running a business and how those outside influences are going to affect where you're going. So that's it.
Back to crypto. You think it's going to be around long term?
I think so.
Yep.
I don't know.
Blockchain in general?
Blockchain, I think, is the technology, and it's pretty much the new financial system. Yeah. Like, that's why it's shaking up Wall Street, because they've got it all under control, but this is breaking down their walls. Things like Bitcoin, which is considered gold, and Ether, which is considered silver.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Yeah, so, give us your thoughts.
And my thoughts are, it's not like they say that, like gold and silver, it's highly correlated to the fluctuation and volatility of the market.
And inflation.
Right? And inflation. So gold as such, as a commodity, tends to be a safe haven for.
Because it always positively gears.
It's like.
No, it's basic. It's a useful element.
Yeah.
So it's used in all the technology.
But
it's a store of safe.
It's a store of value still.
Yeah.
Whereas Bitcoin, when the markets fluctuate, right? Bitcoin does not hold or work as a safe haven like gold works.
It has no other utility.
There is no other utility in terms of buying alternative coins.
When we got to before, when we were talking about regulation, was that some of these guys like Mr. Wonderful and Cuban think that once regulation comes into play, that Bitcoin, because of its limited a number, I think there's like 8% left to mine, and then it's all done, and then less 17, I think it's 17 billion, less however many's been lost over the years, like my wallet, for example.
Yeah.
That it will drop dramatically, like down to $5,000 again, and then all the big institutions are going to run in and grab it, and they're going to be able to use that as once it's regulated as a asset class that you can borrow against. So if I have one Bitcoin, I can take a loan out in my house again, or a loan out with that as collateral.
Use that coin as equity.
Using DeFi platforms,
Correct.
You can take a loan on the security of Bitcoin.
Yeah, as collateral.
But you got to be careful because the fluctuation volatility of these assets is very high.
Will that drop, or if that validity comes into play and Bitcoin increases or decreases, that then increase or decrease your interest rates or anything around that?
No, like the interest rates around crypto, from what my experience is, they're quite low.
Yeah.
But in saying that,
the gains on crypto have been ridiculous.
If you get a margin call, right,
if you're leveraged, which you will be if you're borrowing against the crypto to buy a particular asset or anything, or support your lifestyle. If that asset drops, like we've seen of late, you will lose everything. And this is the thing that people don't get. You need the time, you need the expertise. If you don't have it, stay the frick away from crypto. I've seen too many people wreck themselves in crypto. If you know what you're doing and you love it and you want to allocate 2 to 5% of your overall, like Mark Cuban and them, they're not investing 80% of their portfolio. 5%.
5%, and it's a bit of a pun.
And that's out of a couple of $1 billion.
Exactly.
I was about to say, but their 5% is a lot different to everyone else's.
Well,
5%.
no, but it's not. It's the same. It's 5%.
The everyday investor is not investing 5% of their net worth.
Correct.
They're investing their savings into something which could wreck them.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is back to what we're talking about, mental health. If you get wrecked, having those tough conversations on how you're going to pay shit to your partner, if you get wrecked, is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, think about you cannot afford to take that risk unless it's a small percentage and you're in the know. So
if you have $100 and I put $5 in the crypto, less my transaction
the
payment.
transaction in ETH is going to cost you a fortune.
Yeah, so I get $3 in crypto, which is fuck all. And for whatever reason, Bitcoin, I think it was sitting at yesterday, it was like 20,000 USD or something like that.
Yeah.
28,000 USD, 29,000 USD. And it went to $1 million. That if you again, it's a part of your savings and wealth plan. If you're putting $5 away a week to put in out of your $100, if you earn that much.
Like, put money that you aren't afraid of losing.
Correct.
Right?
Don't buy a beer and then buy.
Yeah. Don't go put money unless you know what the frick you're doing.
Correct.
Like, because the downside of losing is huge.
Yeah.
It's immense. And you can get wrecked really bad. Man, I know my shit, right? And I got hacked and they stole my freaking wallet.
Yeah.
And liquidated my money within minutes. I had a meeting. I came back, looked at my wallet.
Gone.
I was like,
Insane.
Are you kidding me? So, and I've also seen people make multi-millions. When I say like close people to me have made millions of dollars on crypto. So, and then the markets have turned and I've seen people sit in a very comfortable position to a point where they can't pay their bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez,
so, and we're talking millions of dollars to can't cover your living expenses. If you are on the way up in whatever investment you're in, take some chips off the table.
I'm about to say skim profit, yeah.
Skim the profit and only put what you can afford to lose.
book that you've read in the last couple of years that you
I recommend?
that you recommend.
I've read a few. Sabri Subi, Sell Like Crazy, is freaking sick.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that about?
He owns, I think it's King Kong Marketing.
Yep.
He gives really good tools in how to apply marketing techniques on a basic level to enhance your Google ratings, on your clickbait in terms of your videos and things like that. Also, how to fully understand using the biggest search engine in the world, Google, what people are searching. So you can answer the questions which people are asking. Because like the hardest thing with our job is we know all the shit, right? But at the end of the day, it's just financial strategies and ways of, optimizing your position. But if you don't understand what people are looking for, it's hard to apply that to it. So I found it a real practical book, which has helped me a lot. So Sabri Subi, Sell Like Crazy, Shoe Dog.
That's a great book. Yeah,
I love.
Great book.
I've read it 4 times.
Fan of Nike. Unbelievable.
Love that shit. Who else did I read of late? I've read a few books of late. It's just trying to figure out which ones made a mark.
What are the ones who come to your head the first?
There's another book which freaking helped me. I'm literally going to pull up my audio book because I listened to this one. I didn't read it. Literally first app. It must. Man, these fucking phones listen to the shit. It's like literally that. It's literally the first app. What's it called? Like, obviously, I've read Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Yep.
Really good. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits changed the way I looked at shit.
Wow.
So, and that's crazy for me because I'm like, fuck, I'm all in or all nothing, like in terms of personality.
How did it make you change?
So it's all about building positive habits into your life as well. And what you do consistently defines you. And also trying to, like, we've all got this dream vision of ourselves, what we look like, how we talk, how much money we have, how much influence we have. We've all got, like, everyone's got this perfect vision of ourselves. And it really helps you envision that and gives you a good perspective on the right steps to take towards, achieving that 1%, like we said before, towards that. Like last year, like I hit a wall with the surgery. I've had like massive shit, but like my internal dialogue, thank God, has been great. Like I get up in the morning and it's fucked and I want to neck myself, not like metaphorically, but like looking and go, you can do this shit. Like you can get up, you piece of shit, go up, what's it called? You're here because fuckers before you have worked your ass off. Yeah. Like my grandma came to Australia, all right, widower, 4 daughters. My grandfather died at 31 while she was pregnant with my mother. She came to Australia and worked in farms.
Badass bitch.
Badass. Like the woman is the dark days she would have seen. 4 kids, foreign language in Australia.
No financial support.
No financial support, nothing. Then a war goes on and you lose whatever money you had over there. Like my grandfather was very entrepreneurial. The guy was like, at 31, he had like the local coffee shop, the local supermarket. They had property. They had like he was a killer. I got his name, George.
Yeah, wow.
And Yorgo. And the guy was a killer. But how life changes from one event where he passed away at 31, where she's in a foreign country fending, working in farms all day. The dark shit that woman has seen. Yeah. Like the reason I'm here is because she's a fucking soldier. Like she pushed through the darkest of darkest days so that I'm here. Yeah. My dad came over here 21, 7 kids. They never, like in Greece, in Cyprus in particular, it's very uncommon for someone not to own their home. My dad grew up in a house where my grandfather rented. My grandfather was like a crazy smart dude. Like my dad, like the stories and like even my interactions with him is incredibly smart. Just had no money sense. Like he just did not want like any control. My dad came here because he had a fight with him because my dad worked all the summertime. He was a commercial fisherman, saved all the money, and my grandfather blew the cash. So my dad goes, fuck, we got no life. He wanted to put money aside to buy a house for the family.
Yep.
7 kids, poverty, post-war Cyprus, horrible times. So my dad packs up, comes to Australia, started from nothing, worked in shit shows. Like we're talking, worked in Loganley, Meadowbrook, Springwood, freaking set. Like he didn't know when you're an immigrant.
40 years ago as well.
Yeah, like
As farmland.
you have no idea when you're an immigrant, you have no idea what areas you're going to come into, right? So you set up a shop like most immigrants do because they got no other skills, right? So you open shops
Just people skills.
in bad areas, and the guy pushed through like 30 something. My dad retired at 51. Like I've got like the guy's a weapon.
Yeah, what a
Like
freak.
he's a freak. He worked takeaway shops like 100-hour weeks, day in, day out, wake up at 2 a.m, send us to good schools when like they're fighting over $50 at home because, you know, electricity bill or something came. Like
Yeah, school wasn't cheap.
yeah, like John Paul's like expensive.
Yeah.
So like I come from a line of like
Hard workers.
hard workers and hard sacrifices.
Yep.
So when I had to like get in the nitty gritty and things were dark, like you got to understand where you came from to know where you're going.
Yep.
So like we live in the most prosperous time in history.
Said this many times.
You know, like I've got
How the fuck can we complain?
like we whinge because like what is it?
Gotta say good.
Madlow's law of what's it called?
Maslow, yeah.
Menslow's laws. And you know, the sense of belonging has now been added in the last 5 years. So people's sense of belonging to communities is being added to.
Well, in the last 2 years,
in the last
particularly,
2
because
years.
it got taken away.
Yeah. So people are like love community and they want it and they're trying to, you know, associate. And we've got all these Facebook groups and through the form of the internet, we've been able to connect and try grasp and rebuild things that we've lost over the last, you know, X amount of years. So like that shit fuels your future.
Yep.
Like that's why it's like use your pain as power. You know, don't look at it how it's disadvantaged you. Look
Use
at
it as fuel.
Use it as fuel, man, because I guarantee everyone's got a story.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, everyone's got a story. So use that fuel, you know, let it freaking light your fire.
Yeah.
Find something you're passionate about and just lose yourself in it. You know, like who
great
cares
advice.
if you work 100 hours?
Yeah.
Like you love it. It fuels you, gets you going. Like, you know, elevate people. Like, you know, like Wally's, for example. I set up a barbershop 4 years ago because I'd go to Wally within 3 months of him going to a new barbershop that would pack out. And then the bloody employer wouldn't look after him, wouldn't give him any more money, nothing. Go to another one. Go there, the place was dead. Pack out 3 months. I was like, shit. Then I'm waiting like freaking forever for this haircut. This went on for like 10 years. Right? And then he went to set up a business and the guy pulled out. And I was sitting getting my hair cut and I'm like, man, what's wrong? Like, you know, you get pretty close with your barber.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like your barber is your
One of the
man.
few people who can touch you on the intimate zone, which is your head,
Yeah.
and not get punched in the face.
Like 100,000,000%. The guy, I've known him for freaking 15 years. So I saw him upset. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you know, I was going to set up this shop and the guy pulled out. I was like, bro, if you were serious, I go, I'll help you. And he's like, all right, done. I've never heard in my life that quick a response.
That's the best deal ever.
And I go, done. Let's go. Within 6 weeks, we were open.
Yeah, and it's a killer
Within
shop as well.
6 weeks.
Killer
6
shop,
weeks.
and it crushes. Like they got
it
customers
still
out the
going?
door. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like we opened in 2017. It's been 15. This is our 15th year in April this year. So we're 5 years.
15th year.
No, 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
I was like, hold
Man,
on.
45 years still. No, so we're in our 5th year. So yeah, like we opened one chair barbershop.
Yep.
We're kind of like, what are we going to do? Like, let's open. I go to Wally. I found a really like
Cool space.
Cool space, 111 square meters.
Big spot.
There was a coffee shop just opened 2-3 months before. I get the shits going anywhere where I have to find parking. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, 100.
If I'm going for a dinner and I have to park and try find a park, like this is a pet hate I have going out for dinner with the missus. But as a guy, my life is hard enough. I need somewhere I can park, get my shit done, and piss
You want
off.
to be relaxed.
Exactly. So I go, this place has crazy car parking, large size, and the rent was like 20 grand a year. I was like,
Yeah, nuts.
worst case
Winner.
scenario, if it doesn't work out, I can afford 20 grand a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. He thought I was joking, like when I said yeah. That night I'd researched and found a store in Mermaid Beach that had just closed down who was selling all their chairs. And I go, listen, if you're serious, let's get a truck. Let's go get these chairs. He's like, okay, done. Blindly. This
Awesome.
guy followed me blindly. I was like,
Just trusted
done.
you.
Well, you getting after it, bro.
Yeah, like I don't play around.
No,
Like I get told all the time, I thought you were full of shit,
no.
right? And I go, whatever I say,
I
I
mean.
mean. Like, and
Many
I
word.
might be a, joker sort of
Jovial.
jovial sort of character.
Larrikin.
But if I say something, I'm legit all in.
Yep.
Right? Like I'm not sleeping until the shit comes into fruition. So found the shop, found some chairs. We drove everywhere, found some Chesterfield lounges, decked the shop out. Cost us like on a shoestring budget. Opened up. First week we opened, profitable. I was like,
What?
are you kidding me? I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus. We grew from 1 chair barbershop to 7 chairs. So we have 7.
In about a year and a half.
Yeah. So we've got.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we.
What's the barbershop name?
Wally's Barbershop
Wally's Barbershop.
in Daisy Hill. So we literally.
In Brisbane,
Yeah.
by the way.
So we do over.
Queensland, Australia.
Queensland,
We got
Australia.
people from all over the world. Yeah.
Queensland, Australia. So we do over 11,000 haircuts a year.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Plus products at retail sales.
yeah,
on top
yeah.
of that.
We do.
So,
The retail's really good.
Yeah.
So we're lucky.
That's awesome.
So we set that up. Honestly, I set it up hand on heart to help Wally out.
yeah. And
Right.
look, came back to feed.
And it paid back
Oh,
dividends.
the guy's name's Wally.
Yeah, and we
Shops
opened Wally's Barbershop.
Yeah.
Like that guy has given me more strength than anything
Yeah.
because I did something off like hand on heart to help him, and it has literally helped me,
Yeah. He
so
executed as well, though.
mate. The guy was hungry. I had someone comment and go, "Oh, why would you open for Wally? Wally's, XYZ." And I go, "Man, it's easy to stand." Like this guy was a fellow Greek.
Yeah.
And goes to me, why would you do that? Wally's this. And I go, listen, it's easy for you to say, oh, this guy's a dick or whatever. I go, when mummy and daddy pay for your shit, right? And you've got your job and you
You're fine.
I go, you're fine. Wally comes as an immigrant. The guy he's from Kurdistan.
Yeah.
His family's been beheaded.
He's gangster,
Right?
man. He's
God.
gangster.
He went from Kurdistan to Lebanon, right?
So he's seen some
Lebanon to Auckland, New Zealand, where we're not talking nice, expensive, fancy Auckland, New Zealand. We're talking like riffraff,
Yeah.
low socioeconomic refugee shit, right? The guy did his apprenticeship, and I've never seen someone so passionate about his craft. Like when you see fire in someone's eyes, there is nothing that it can extinguish that. And that is the defining thing. Like when you see someone, you go,
I'm getting goosebumps now.
Yeah, I go,
That's me.
I go, yeah, like honestly, that's why we're boys. But that fire is intangible.
Yeah.
And I go, everything else, regardless, doesn't matter. That fire
It's fucking lava,
will
bro.
push it through. So that guy, the guy's obsessed with his craft.
That's awesome.
And
You have to be passionate. You
Yeah.
have to.
even though there was, Wally, man, killer at his craft, in business had imagine, dropped out of school, did a barbering course, no understanding of business. And I'm so proud of where he's coming and where he's going. Like, this is the shit. Like, empower people to change their life. Give them this much and they will show you miracles.
Yep.
And that's what we need to do for each other. We need to give each other an opportunity so that they can show you what they're made of.
Yep.
We're all special in some way. We've all got fire. We've all got passion. You just got to find that. You know what I mean? So really crazy, and
very, very cool.
very lucky for Wally, because he got me through a lot of, like another thing when I'm down and my financial planning stuff is, I've got someone who's been diagnosed with cancer or, there's a divorce in the family or something, which is great, because I can't say that I'm not affected, because these are my clients and I love them, like in a professional sense, but they become friends over 10 years.
You get emotional attachment.
I get emotionally attached to their lives. So when they get sick or something's happened, I'm affected. And I'll go to the barbershop and I'll mix it up, and I'll go there and there's some cool music playing. I'll get my hair cut and I'll talk to the staff.
No more waiting either.
Yeah, no more waiting. Like, and the crazy thing, I get free haircuts for life. It's freaking sick. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's expensive. Barbering and looking after yourself as a man these days
the best,
is
man.
expensive, but a luxury.
Oh, it's the best.
So,
but it is fucking expensive, especially when haircuts are now $55-$60 a pop.
100 million.
Get your eyebrow done. You
remember looking at salons the other day. It's $170 for a men's cut in a salon. Like,
what?
Yeah, bro. Not even joking you. Last question.
Yep.
What is one habit that you've executed that has changed your life for the better?
One habit.
That's a great question.
It's that bloody 5-second rule. There's this chick.
Yes.
It's the 5-second rule. So I read this. No, actually.
What's his name from Twitter? Jack Dorsey also said this 5-second rule.
It's not. It's a female.
No, but Jack also
Jack Dorsey has reiterated
yeah.
her original thing. She's got a book. She's got a book, and I remember her talking because I was going to read her book. I never got a chance.
He was a 5 minute.
5 minute.
Yeah.
So she says, treat every challenge in your life, like make the decision in 5 seconds. So if you were having
that's different to Dorsey.
Yeah.
I'll tell you his name.
So this, like when you're in bed, right?
That's all I'll ask.
And things are tough, man. We're all having like tough shit, right? There's days you don't want to get up. The 5-second rule is count down 5 seconds and get up like a fucking rocket. So
if you don't want to do something,
want to do something, push through it, get into it.
I've done that like off the back.
I do that. I do 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Get up.
3, 2, 1. Get up. Like there's like our brains are geared to be comfortable. Like it's a natural thing. That's why like even in the jungle, lions eat and then chill out under a tree.
Yeah.
Like we're geared as fucking animals.
Survivors, man.
Like we eat, we hunt, we kill, we relax. Right?
It's important.
But in entrepreneurship, it's the relax doesn't exist. It's literally just keep going. You don't even you just kill. We'll eat later.
Yeah.
Right? Because
you're killing for your tribe.
You're killing for the tribe. Yeah. Like to keep everything going, you just got to keep, killing and bringing shit in so we can pay the bills, so we can get through stuff. And as long as you keep pushing through and doing that 1% every day, you'll get there.
So what's the 5-second rule in a short span if you were to explain it to someone?
Count to 5.
Get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Jack Dorsey's was that he had a 5-minute rule. So whenever he didn't want to do anything, he would just go, no, I'm just going to do for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Because he'd start his clock and start 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, you're either going to be like, nah, I don't want to do this, but you've done 5 minutes more than anyone else. Or 5 minutes is enough time for you to get in the zone and then keep going.
I like that too.
So that was
it's gold.
The other point on it. But,
gold.
Mate, we've done almost like 2.5 hours. Been so amazing. Where can our listeners find you if they want any financial advice?
Go to greatadvice.com.au. We got a free consultation if you want to sit down.
Amazing.
So we've got that option on there. It's booked through Calendly, so it's got my availability on there.
For Australia only?
For Australia only.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my license only lives in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's but you could always hit me up from there.
What about on socials? Yeah.
On socials, greatadvice _AUS on Instagram.
Yep.
So
and personally?
And personally, it's George Jacobs.
Awesome.
So, yeah, because my name translated, trying to be an Anglo, is Jacobs in English. So.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thanks, George.
gave a great insight into financial planning, and it's been awesome to hear your journey to where you are, and man, keep crushing it, and look forward to seeing what over the next 10 years.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, boys.
Real. Right.
Woo!
Hey guys, Luke here. I hope you enjoyed that podcast. It was fucking awesome, especially that last half. Speaking about finances, crypto, and just like motivational stuff. Anything else?
Yeah, it was good. Anything that you need to know financially, if you want to get a plan in order, or if you want to see where you want to invest your money, or how to invest your money, or what the best solution is for you, it's a great idea to listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed it again. And again, we don't do any sponsorships here. If you liked what we did, please share, give us a comment, and make sure you're subscribed across any of your channels. And if you absolutely loved it, please share it with a friend. That's all we ask. Again, we just want to add value here.
Yep.
If you didn't like it, don't fucking share it, because it makes us want to be better. Thanks again for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.